Welcome to another Glyos episode of the DORKLAIR Collecting live stream. My co-host Stef is here with me. What's going on, Stef?
Going good. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. Well, look at
Excellent.
this. Jesse right out of the gates with the $2 super chat. Make Doughty tell the Dark Santa story. All right, we'll have to keep that in mind. And speaking of guests, let's go in order here. We have the GodBeast Marty Hansen. What is going on, my friend? We have doing good. We have MJ Funkatello. What's up?
Hey, good to see you guys.
And we have Matt Doughty of Onell Design. What is up, everybody?
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Let me get my specs on.
Yes.
So do you want to start? Do you want to start with the Dark Santa story, or
maybe we will wrap up with that? I want to
wrap up with that. Okay.
Yeah, it really happened, and it's a demented story. But I want to put the attention on these two boys here. Yeah, well, one boy and then one adult. The adult's on the lower side. Marty, you're the boy.
Is he the? I don't know. Is he the adult?
Yeah. You're the boy in this Brady Bunch square.
And he's the adult?
Yeah, he's definitely the adult.
I'm super pumped. So I don't know. I messaged Marty, but Stef and MJ, I don't know if you realize this, but last year's episode was October 29th, the first one of this. Oh, yeah, wow. It just randomly, this is the 1 year anniversary of the Glyos episode.
It's meant to be. Yep.
Yeah. I noticed that today.
Marty, is that in your notebook?
My notebook?
Yeah, did you mark that down?
No, man. Today it came up in Facebook history, and I saw it, and I was like, no way. 1 year from the first time I was on, it's today? What the hell?
Perfect.
Marty's actually amazing. He's incredibly meticulous, and whenever you see him at a show, he'll be marking down all his sales in a notebook, and if you ever want any data, he's your man. It's actually incredible. I've always admired it. You know,
I'm passing it all on to this guy. This guy,
boy.
He's doing it all on the computer now.
Yeah, he's a sharp one. You're a sharp one there, kid.
Sharpshooter.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at who's in the chat real quick. Let's go through this. We got Dave Orkin. What's up? We have Wildfire, Mecha Rekka, Evil Stick. As we saw, Jesse DeStasio, Christopher Negree, Device Mode Delay, Ben G, Charlie Squared, Nathan Mabry. Who else do we have? Oh, look who it is. Action Figure Girl.
Hey.
James Samudio.
My child.
Goomba.
This iPad.
Pink Lemonade. Mike V.
Uh-oh.
Mecco Rive, who commented on my post in Instagram and manifested
Glyos
some giveaways tonight. He manifested that. He
I got no volume.
You've got no volume, Matt?
Oh,
That's
boy.
got no volume. I'll just keep running through these. Yep, that's fine. Let me keep going through these. We got Cloud Foxwell, who in the DORKLAIR Discord server just got her fade-ins, the infinite fade-ins. Yeah. We got Ven, Kevin Dufresne, Bunny. Let me get Matt back in here. How about now, Matt?
Can I guess Katie called this iPad and knocked it right into, my children are trying to.
Yeah. Anytime that happens, just hop on and hop off.
Saboteurs.
Yeah. Plus, I'm stupid with machines.
We got a bag of sand, cursive. Let's see here. Robert Timmons, Micah Cleary, Twizzler19. Who else do we have here? There's a lot of chat going on.
Lots of good people in there. I recognize a lot of
Dan
names.
Suarez was here last week.
Dan.
Yes, hey Dan.
And an actual tinker. Anthony House-Seal, which we're gonna briefly talk about the Fury in a minute. Orion, Horizon Line. I think that might be everyone. We got Pam, Black Dynamite, Freaks Figures, Justin Mohan. There's Everett.
Oh.
Diego, what's up?
Love Diego.
Caught the replay today of the 4-ish.
Yeah, I saw that too. That was funny.
Lewis, Mirko, Jesse Marshall, Mr. Pissed.
Gabe, that's Gabe.
Oh, is that Gabe?
That's
Okay.
Gabe.
Yeah.
Gabe Barrett.
That's
What's up, Gabe?
Berrigan?
Yeah, that's his dog.
Nice.
Dog.
Oh, that's good.
I gave.
Let's
He's
see
all
here.
right.
Benny Torres. Trevor's here.
Hey,
The greatest photographer.
that's right.
Yes, indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Hayes, Vendalorian, Robert Timmons,
I know that kid.
He's great.
Kyoto Films. And I think we're caught up. We got Blake.
Oh,
Gavin?
Blake's great. Yeah. Wow.
Oh, Gavin.
Oh, which? Okay, yeah.
Yo,
I
yo,
recognize
what-
which from
Marty,
the
Matt, Jay.
from the Discord.
You got endless great people in there tonight.
Yeah.
All the nights, but yeah, they're the best. Great people.
For sure.
You the best. You the best, Downey. You the best.
No, just a half-bald dude in the cabin.
That's it.
Or a Sasquatch in a cave.
Yeah, Sasquatch with a shirt on. Yeah. Actually, I took a long walk before coming here, and then I got hijacked by Cece. But this neighbor way down the road, well, the old man's neighbor on the street adjacent to us, he was mowing his lawn in the dark, and his child was on one of those little tyke scooter, like machine cars, and the kid went off into the woods. I heard him going up and down, so I was doing my loop, and I just see these lights and a child screaming as they go up, and then I just see the lights tumbling.
Oh,
It looked like something out of
Was it by
Whitney
any
Strieber
chance
thing.
because you scared him doing the Patterson Sasquatch walk?
No, I was all in dark. You couldn't even see me. But then I don't know what the hell they were doing. I mean, I do weird things around here too, but I don't mow the lawn at night. So it's a little bit strange, but it's pretty good though. I sat there for maybe 5 minutes and just watched it all. So anyway, pointless story, but it happened.
Let's see here. Gavin says Infinite Faden is better than I could have ever thought. I'm a convert to the new scale.
Thanks, Gavin. I'm glad you like it. We did so much work together with 4-H, and this will parlay also into all the work Marty and MJ and I did on their work on their figure. But it was hard to get that scale just right. We ended up actually redoing the legs on that 5 times.
Wow.
Yeah, we went through, there's a whole odyssey about just getting prints back from the factory, because you get the high resolution prints, the fine cuts from the factory. And at one point, one of the 4th round of legs went missing, and they were gone for 14 days. FedEx said they were gone. So we had a 5th set sent out, and then they both arrived on the 4th and 5th set arrived in the same day. But there was a lot of fine tuning on that figure, and got a just ton of help from everybody at the 4-H, particularly Bill, who's just an incredible person, an amazing artist and sculptor. And of course, Eric and I did a ton of work on it. And then Diego and George also had a feedback on the scale and the size. It was a total group effort, tons of drawings, tons of sculpting, as Bill likes to say, tons of 4 a.m. phone calls where I tortured him, but I feel like it came out good. I feel like it feels like it lives within the Kenner G.I. Joe, size, but it's to scale with our figures in my mind. So, all the toys that we make, everything, even Legions are to scale. They're Titans, everything's to scale. So one of the things I really wanted to do, and the reason we kept going back on those legs, was to get it so that it could be like a Mega Man X style if you mishmash it. So it's a simple swap, but if you want, it really works just taking those parts And these are actually
yeah,
not identical lower limbs. They're assigned. In the way that you can tell the difference in the way that, help with the factory is that I cut into the bottom this little key. There's a little notch on each side so they can go different ways. But depending on which way you go, they can have clearance on using the fade and thighs. So I played with this a ton while making it. But these originally were twice the size, almost twice the size. The arms were longer. So it went through this process to get these fine clearances. So that's was one of the hardest parts about it. It was fun, great challenge. But that was a huge piece of it. And an interesting final little blurb. Even though it was a digital scope, I took the blade over the entire thing. Some of these things get lost in translation. So I always take a blade. I do reductive and additive sculpting, but even though it was a fine cut print, there was fidelity loss. So all of it, the blade went over 95% of this. I didn't have to do as much down here, thank God. But this was still a really tough. I had to run the blade in there throughout the whole thing. And especially the hardest part was here in the stomach. This was the toughest part in the abdominal area. All this, I lost fidelity in the print. Because when the sculpt is at the larger scale, you don't have to go as deep. But when it was shrunk down, it did lose fidelity. So I looked at the drawings and went back in, and then some things were actually re-sculpted on the print and through the back, and then on the sides, we had to actually simplify this. The original prints had more detail, but they kept getting lost, so we simplified it. Mm-hmm. So it's not a perfect rendition, but I actually like that because the hand touch is what allows it to do this. So this transition, so the same blade weight here is on this. So all this entire thing had a blade go over almost every inch of it. And it was, it just took time because Bill and Eric did all the heavy lifting as far as the sculpting goes, but taking it down to the smaller size definitely affected things. So we had to restore it. I restored it. It took a long time, but I'm really happy that, we did it because it does make a difference. I feel like it's sort of like on a subconscious level, and you touch it and you can tell. If you collect Glyos, you collect, Legions. There are those aspects. Anyway, a little bit about that because
we're gonna
happen with their figures. So we can jump to that later.
And we're gonna come back to that. I do want to try to keep a little bit of a schedule here because we got a big old slideshow to go through.
Yeah, let's do it.
So we're gonna start off with some just regular Glyos news. So we got a Mighty Maniacs drop coming Halloween this Friday. I couldn't find a time. I'm not sure what the time is, but it'll probably be like, Friday evening, right? So
he usually does Suman is on the West Coast, so sometimes he's a little earlier.
Okay.
That's also his 5th anniversary. So
that's right. Yep.
Yeah. So it's 5 years ago they funded the Kickstarter. Yeah, I remember that. I remember it well.
So was it a Kickstarter that ended on the 31st or something? Yeah.
Yeah. It was mayhem, but it's hard to believe that was 5 years ago. So it's great. It's a great figure too. It's a cool mashup of his latest with some of his older parts. A nice combination. I like that Fireface head. That's maybe one of my favorite heads that he has. That particular.
It's pretty cool.
One. Yeah, it's cool.
And then Battle Tribe. So Matt Stein was on the Forest Horseman O'Clock show today. He was on Legion's Lounge on Monday, and he's been slowly revealing this. It's fully revealed now. The Fury Battle Tribes that he worked on, and these are going to be at LegionsCon. I thought I had okay. So these are going to be at LegionsCon. At his table 13Z. He's got table number 1 way in the front first corner, and then also at the Glyos section at the Warlords of War table at Brendan's table. So
Brandon will have that's great.
And then this is the new head right here.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, it's a good head. It's a good head. It's a little Pat Bussey action in there too. Yep. That I actually put the blade on that head too.
Yeah.
But it's just cleanup, with the print lines. But they did a great job on this whole thing. And Matt's such a great painter as well. His patina prints master.
Yeah.
And he worked with Jeremy for years on Battle Tribes, doing color theory and every kind of thing you can imagine. And they're good buddies, long time. And this is a cool head. It's a cool addition to it. It's a number of different hands in the making of that head. So it's really great to see that, that's gonna. I didn't know that was actually that got revealed yet. So it's my first time seeing the pics.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Yeah, he takes fantastic photos too. These are great.
He's a talented guy.
And then just a couple more of the looks that you can get with these. So there's two figures here. There's the Fury and the Fire, and this is a collaboration. The whole Warlords, or I'm sorry, the whole Battle Tribes collaboration here was with Anthony Hausiel, where Anthony was in touch with Jeremy, and Jeremy gave him the files of the heads, and he enlarged the heads for Mythic Legion scale. And I don't have any of the pictures of the Legions customs here, but they'll have, some of these characters as Mythic Legions customs. So there's like this little crossover there. And so their tables are right next to each other, tables 1 and 2, I believe, in that front corner of the community room. And these will be available there, also in the Glyos area. And these are some of the other looks that you can do.
Great figures. Matt did great picks on those, and those larger scale ones are awesome. I got to see a couple pics of them, and they're really cool. It's a lot of really neat fusing of worlds are happening in these last few years. So it's cool to see it continue.
And for those wondering, if you want to see those, just go follow 13Z Customs on Instagram.
Wow,
and you'll check them out. And then, so these shipped out. Did you get are all these shipped out, or are you still working on that?
Yeah, they're all gone. We've had a couple people check in with, Wayward package. And I think out of everything, I think we only had 2 errors out of many orders. Michelle's awesome. Nice. She's like Rain Man in the barn, and so I tape everything and try to, we double check each other's work. And Marcus was out, and he was awesome. We listened to tunes. It was like the old days, and clever with I love the sneaky guys in the back.
The funny thing about this, Marty, so I was putting together the thumbnail for the episode, and this was what I had in mind. And I said, Marty, do you mind if I sneak your 2 new figures behind there and just kind of tease it? And I was like thinking maybe you don't even want to do that. And then you're like, no, man, you should put them in the middle and just reveal them in the thing. And so I don't have that picture up here to show right now, but if you look at the thumbnail,
you know me, Matt, you know me. It's like, I will show my sculpt off, my prototypes off, my test shots off. And I had to really reel it in on this one because MJ's like, no, I don't think we should do this. I don't think we should. I'm like, dude, I've done this for 13 years.
You're doing it right, though, Marty. You're doing it right. This is such a special occasion, and you guys work so hard on these, and you're doing it just right. The kid, I keep calling it Kid MJ, you're a man, but but that's my loving way of addressing you. But this is the culmination of so many years and so much hard work and a family connection between the Hansens and the Doughtys. And this is a bigger deal than probably anybody would really realize. I mean, this is a big deal. And I know how hard both those guys worked on this and everything. I've worked with Marty I've luckily worked with Marty for, decade plus, almost. We've known each other for
dude. I think we started talking in 2005, and then
we've known each other for over 20 years, and it's just great to see it continue. I still can't believe it. So however long we all get to go, we just keep going. But it's the teamwork. I keep seeing everything stack out. It's just like meeting you guys, Bill and Stef, and just connecting. It's just like, there's always another connection and friend that you can make. even though it seems as you get older, it seems like that shrinks. But I think that might be a little bit of bullshit because we limit ourselves. So, which is necessary sometimes. But this is a cool thing to see. That picture is especially cool because Bill took it. So it's extra special because of that. I mean, the cool background, the sneaky stuff in the back. I think aesthetically we all vibe in a similar way, which I love.
I think it was really cool because when Bill hit me up to do the show again, I was like, let's do the reveal on your show, man. I mean, seriously, I was so excited because I was like, this is perfect. Yeah. I'd rather do it here than anywhere else. And then, so when he did this photo and I said, no, you should put them in the middle and then have them all turned looking at them like, what the hell are these life forms back here?
Art imitates life, Marty.
It's kind of funny. Like, I think, some people watching may think we planned this episode, a month in advance or more or something like that, and this was like a week ago. Pretty much. I was like, you want to come on? And then you totally escalated this thing into
and then I'm like, let me see if I can get Doughty on here. And that shocked me. Matt's like, yeah, sure. I was like, really?
I'll do anything for the family on this stuff. Always, I'm not the most telegenic person, but there's an occasional story to weave, and we've been lucky to do this. I mean, the Legions is right around the corner, and hopefully everybody can land with all the air traffic controller nonsense going on. But
right.
But it's a special thing. Like this thing just continues to develop into something more, even after all this time, which is a testament to whatever our generation is doing and the younger generation. But it's fascinating, really. If you step outside of it, I can't believe it. So just looking at the picture, it sounds kind of ridiculous, but looking at that picture is the culmination of so much work.
Yeah,
that's
definitely
been going
full
on.
circle for sure.
Yeah,
the provenance of all of this. I see it in work from the beginning to now.
Well, it's funny.
It's incredible.
It's funny because the culmination of Matt and the Four Horsemen and Eric Treadway, especially in that figure, and then in the back is a culmination of, like, I had this figure designed, sculpted, prototyped in 2019, evolving all along the way, and then I just kind of threw in the towel for a while, and then all of a sudden MJ comes along and he's like, like, I want to sculpt a big version of the figure I designed when I was 10 years old, and he sculpted that one too back then, and I sold them at C2E2 for him. I molded them, casted them, and it's funny because then, like, all these figures together are like Matt's influence and inspiration and friendships and family. I mean, because like Matt's told me for years when I went through my divorce and stuff, he was like, I'll always make sure that, anything your boys need, and I'm like, and it wasn't that I was thinking he was, blowing air up my ass. He literally, here we are now. And when I asked him to help, get MJ off the ground, he jumped right in. So yeah, it's awesome.
I feel lucky to be able to do it. You could get smoked at any moment, especially these last 5 years. You get into your 50s too. You recognize the brevity of it all. So if you have an ability, even if it's decent, you give it 110% New England style or whatever. And you can work with people who make you better. And hopefully you make other people better. I think that's the purpose. Beyond the toys, I think it's sort of the whole purpose of this. That's like this whole thing we're doing right now. And anybody watching or thinking about things, or whoever we talk to next week, there must be purpose, or else you're lost. So if you can give each other that, sometimes your blood family can't all do it. Your friends do it, and if your work does it, your art does it, or whatever it is. So, it's just, and it rotates. Everybody gets a chance. If you can help somebody capitalize on that, and you just want to do it because you want that person to have a better passage, whatever that time is. There's enough bad shit happening all the time, always. So I go for the 51%, the 49% horse shit, the 51% good. This is a 51% evening. taken up. This is because the people involved seeing this that way. It's, I just like seeing it. I'm psyched to be able to even, watch this play out, because I know what this all looks like. I get to watch, see this get unveiled. So anyway.
Yep.
Well, one more point, Bill. Remember the story I told you about when I first met Matt, and he was telling me his vision of having all his friends' toys on a shelf. This is it. This is it. Now it's friends and their kids, and like Matt's like an uncle to MJ, so it's crazy. It's like it's going beyond and beyond, and it's it's his vision 100-fold where it's gotten to at this point.
Just
generational Glyos.
Yeah. This is the first generational team, father-son team, and MJ is a Renaissance man too. I mean, he's always been a funny kid, a great sense of humor, incredibly polite. Marty raised two amazing sons. Kobe's incredible too, incredibly intelligent, quick, easygoing, not assholes. I don't know how you did it, Marty.
I know it's polar opposite of me.
You're a rascal, but you created two great humans, and if people should check out MJ's music too. It's great. It's really, really good. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Groove Lagoon, right? Is that Groove Lagoon?
The Groove Lagoon. Yeah.
Great name too.
Yeah, I heard
awesome name.
Chris, George, and Diego were talking about our T-shirts we had made, the reveal those mini T-shirts, and they said the GodBeast, and they said Funkatello, and Chris is like, he named his kid Funkatello.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And then I don't know
forgot
who it was.
the
I think George said, well, no, but I wouldn't put it past him. Funny, quick, funny. I know we're on a schedule. Quick, funny thing. I wanted to name Kobe. I wanted to name Kobe Spidor, and it wasn't happening.
No way.
For real. I believe it. Convince him to change his name. I've been convinced him to change his name, or at least make it his middle name. And then I think I've convinced his girlfriend that if they ever get married and have a kid, she likes the name Spider. So I think she's going to call him Spider. So maybe a nickname. I don't know.
You belong in a 50s greaser movie.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Break a bottle on your head. Let Bill do his job. Son of a bitch.
So anyway, yeah. So Everett says that pink figure is taunting me. Matt, what are you gonna do about that?
All right. Well, so we want to do something different with this, and usually we do a crave off. Love to give stuff away for free. So, we've done this with the Synchroborg, and we've done it with a couple other things in the past. And so we figured we'd break up the figure into, sets, and then just pack them in with every order. A few people who ordered multiple times, maybe they got 2 sets. We randomly throw 2 sets into people who ordered 1 figure. We tried to mix it up, but every order got something. Some things got 2. It wasn't intended to, irk anybody. It's intended for people to communicate and enjoy it. That being said, and I discussed this a little bit earlier with these guys, because this is an unusual situation with the Horsemen, and this crossover is a different area, different continent, if you will. We are willing to run, at least in this first couple rounds, we are willing to do pre-orders if we run out. We are willing to revisit things if people want this. If you guys want this pink figure for sale, I'm not opposed to any of it. But it's got to be within the realm of reason. If 40 people want it, we're probably not going to run it again. If it's something that maybe we'll do a poll or something. But we, I'm going to just parlay this in. We do have figures for LegionsCon. We have 2 new Infinite Phaetons for LegionsCon, and
nice.
And so these are, we ordered it. These were ordered a while back. So there's a ton of them, far more than we ever normally order. And we ordered decent for a small little pissant company. There's a good chance they're going to sell out. We're going to bring some to the show. We're at the same time, we're going to have it for sale online so people don't feel left, as we've always done. We usually call it the non-con exclusive. So we'll have some physical stuff. We'll have some stuff online. There will be bonus parts in that round as well. The plan was to provide people with these free parts to make these, you know, third figure, fourth figure, through trade, through communication, through, you know, whatever.
Let's do it.
But again, everything's on the table here with this. I don't want to disappoint new fans of this figure. This figure goes beyond what we do here. This is a representation of the Four Horsemen as well. So I want to honor the way that they do things, which are pre-orders. I don't like pre-orders. I never have, and that's part of why we survived without really any incident. We haven't. Of course, it hindered some growth, you could say, but I like to know the parameters of my yard, so to speak, so I can really maintain it. This is different, so I just want any, you know, those listening and watching, there's no closed door here on any of this stuff. If this is something that people want, we'll run it and we'll sell it. If we sell out of something, which I imagine we will, we will run it again. We'll open up another pre-order and we'll run it again. And until we order enough to meet the demand, because basically what happens over about 4 rounds of a figure being released, you'll see by the 4th one, usually a dramatic drop, as Marty can attest to.
Right.
Most new molds have about 4 rounds at this point, 4 sales before they start to contract. That's usually when you have
before they kind of blend into the mix of like the rest
in the newness.
Of the,
Exactly, Bill. And also you get people that get into it initially and then they sort of fade out, you know, and then something else grabs their attention. So you have to factor that in. So normally what we do is you order your first round, and then if it does well, your second round will actually be where you sell the most historically. And then the third round will be close to the first round. By the 4th round, you might lose, you know, sometimes a quarter of the people will just not be there. This is different. This has completely, you know, completely shuffled the whole thing around in a way that we are not used to. We've never done a pre-order. We've never done this kind of thing. We were prepared for it. And we, you know, we enabled it pretty quickly. We'll do the same. We're prepared. In time, I think, you know, we'll look back at this passage as an interesting piece of this. There will be more small scale figures that are crossovers with this blended aesthetic. So there are things happening that interesting will be more. There is an expansion to this. I'm not gonna say, I can't say exactly what it is. I know what it is, but we're going to explore that as we get into 2026, and there may be more at the larger scale as well. It's done well for both of us. I think it's done better for us because our stuff for them does pretty good. Their stuff for us does really good. Maybe, who knows why? I think it's the combination of, whatever it is. But for now, we're going to just kind of take it as it comes. And so the pre-order is also, it's in manufacture. It's like it's in the process of being injected. We're shooting. Hopefully everything works out. It'll be December when we can ship that to everybody. We've already processed everything. The factory is going like crazy right now between everything that's going on. So stuff for Marty and MJ, stuff for everybody. Yeah.
And that pre-order, how are you feeling about it? Did it go well? Are you feeling good about it?
Oh yeah, the pre-order was nuts. It
exceed your expectations.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't have very high expectations on much, so it's the New England in me, but we just did it, and we don't usually do unlimited either. We usually one per customer for the first hour, the same things that we normally do, and they work fine, and occasionally something blows out. We've been real lucky in these last years. This one was different, and the to watch the, like, you know, inertia of it, the speed of it is fascinating, you know. And there's so much time went into this for such a long time. Sometimes it feels surreal when then you're in that next stage. So because we're already thinking like months away from now, you know.
Yeah.
So right. It's this strange thing that happens when you're almost like pulled back into this. So when I'm shooting the photos, when I'm looking at it, I'm remembering, you know, cutting into the prints or looking at the drawings. This like weird time distillation happens. And so it's all of a sudden now I'm looking at, you know, I'm talking to you guys and I'm looking at a photo that you took of this figure that is in piece, you know. It's a trip. It's lucky, you know. I can't believe it, you know. So it was great. I can't thank everybody enough for supporting this, you know, this sort of experiment on the big ones and the small ones. I could not express enough gratitude for it. Also, in all the different makers, the things that everybody's been supporting. Everybody came out for John's Mangla Mortis. That was another one that we worked on.
Yeah, I get that right here.
Oh, you get it? Cry, he shipped so fast. Oh, you like it?
It's a tank. This thing is huge.
It's a tank. It's beast. Yeah, it actually builds well with Marty and MJ stuff too. It's the benefit of it going through like one desk. We all work in different parts, and then the patterns come through the desk. So I always try to hide and adjust things so that it can work. Hopefully, mostly work. Like the Manglord parts work super well with the infinite fade, and I made sure that those angles were there and everything. You know, we've obey sort of Kenner bent pose. Like the arms have a little bend and the knee has a little bend, and there's just a little pitch. If you follow that, you can apply it to almost anything. You just got to make sure that your diameter, circumference, your weight distribution works. And Mangla Mortis is sort of indicative of that. There's a lot of hidden things in that figure too, that as you play with it, you can discover. Anyway.
Right. All right. So let me, this was when you were mentioning, you know, potential other things happening across. He says, "Go for 'em, go for 'em."
I was thinking the same thing.
That's the Lazarus of our stories. I still can't believe we put that standard version out all those years later. You know, that's because of the tariffs.
And I missed this one earlier. And so $2 super chats. He had this one of Formanchi sandwiches.
Kevin's been around a long time. Mark and I don't do is we're both trying to stay alive, Kevin. So don't eat them as much. But there's new concoctions that are equally disgusting.
Dude, listen, Matt would be doing that, but he'd also be one of my friends would be like, "Hey, I just ordered everything and I got it in the mail," and he put a piece of pepperoni in a baggie.
A whole piece of pizza, not just
a whole slice of pizza. Wow.
Okay. He challenged me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
I actually put one of 12. I know, but one of 8 on a slice of pizza. One of 8.
It was a piece of pepperoni. It wasn't a whole piece. It was a pepperoni.
We've sent some horrible things in the mail. You know, I learned that from my uncle. Yeah, he sent a dead flounder to somebody that pissed him off. But he's a New England asshole too, and he was like, "Yeah, this guy was pissing me off, and I found his address.
Morty
cut up a flounder."
I did worse. I did worse than that. I sent one of MJ's dirty diapers and a magic genie, wadded up, and I mailed it to Rob Fensler, dude.
Oh my God.
I went to college.
This is now the root of all Rob Fensler's problems, Mark. You just pinpointed it right there. His whole life is shit now because you sent that pamphlet.
He deserved it.
When I was in college, I knew this girl. Some guy mistreated her. And you know what she did? What? She took a dump in a box, wrapped it as a gift present, and left it right outside his dorm room door.
Nice.
Yeah, that's marriage. That's marriage worthy.
She should have lived.
And then they got married. Yeah, no.
They got married. Lived happily ever after.
Okay, back to the pink one. So you're
we'll continue
open.
That conversation.
You're open to.
I am.
rerunning this. But is there anything you want to do right now for the viewers?
So
he's like, no, I don't.
No.
Okay, move on.
We wanted to. I was talking to Bill earlier, and we have a few. We don't have a lot of these parts left. We sent a ton. We sent almost everything is gone, but I did hold a couple things back.
Not mine. I haven't got my package.
Your box is sitting out there, all mashed up with Rajcos. So, but we want to donate 3 of these to Bill's program. So for the raffle, so so there would be 3 of complete figures that look just like what's on the screen, and I will send them to whoever wins these 3 separate raffles tonight. So awesome. So they're mine. So I had kept a couple. So I'm gonna, they go to you as a thanks to everybody out there. And again, if you guys want this, I'm gonna do a blog shortly too about next week and a thank you, and we can talk about it there. I'm gonna posit this. If you guys want this run again, we'll run it. We'll run the figure. I'm not gonna paint it. We're not going to mess with it. We'll try to get it identical to this. There's always a very small variance on any rerun. Right. It's part of why I don't like doing it. There may be the slightest variance on this next run of the pre-order. Right. But it'll be damn close. But the same may be the case for this. This may be slightly different, but it'll be very close. As Paul would say, 95%. 95% exact, which is, to the human eye, almost the same.
We got another super chat here. Mr. Pissed, the $10 super chat. The stream is too much fun to watch. Thanks, Gabe.
And you get a dirty diaper.
No, he gets a dump in a box.
And you.
And you get a dump in the box.
All right,
Bill.
Steph.
I can't believe that.
Steph, we need a hashtag. You're our hashtag creator. We need a hashtag for the first round. And,
I got one. Wait, I got one.
Oh, okay, Marty. What do you got?
Pretty in pink.
Hashtag pink lemonade.
Pretty in pink.
That will be the next. Remind me of that for the next one.
Let's
right,
80s,
one second here. Let me drop this off. And
I'm really excited about that, Matt. I saw. I was like, what are these arms? These are great. And then
giveaway tool.
Saw that tonight. That's beautiful.
Thanks.
All right,
that pink is actually a clear version of the pink that's on the Frangos one. It's the same PMS number. It's just clear.
And let me pull up a banner here. Whoop, that was last week. Here we go. Save that. Put the ticker across. Pretty in pink. Pretty in pink. It looks good. So start putting that in there. I will say this about these giveaways today. So since it's the same figure, three different giveaways, if we spin it and the second time or third time it's like a repeat winner, we're going to spin it again so that we don't have the repeat winner. So that 3 different people get the pink fade-in figure. All right, so those are collecting. We're up to 65 already. Look at that.
Bill, I interject this too. I have a couple infinite fade-ins and a couple silver ones as well. If you want to, I'd be happy to donate another infinite fade-in full paint one and another silver too, just to keep the good vibes going. So if I have my druthers, I give everything away. I gotta pay for these nice shirts. And my haircut bills, so it's
right.
The beard's getting big. I just cut mine all off.
Yeah. You look good. This is just, it's like a catastrophe in flesh form. So it's gotta migrate somewhere from here to here. So that's what's happening. Yeah, Marty's still got all his hair. You bastards!
Hey man, I just shaved my head, man.
I noticed that.
Oh my God, Marty!
Yeah.
I noticed that too. I thought it was slick back.
I had a huge.
It looks good.
I had one length, and I had it all the way to the skin, and it's already grown back.
Yeah, you keep sticking it in there.
Yep. and I'm old, and I'm older than you too, man.
I know. Yeah, you're an alpha male. What can you do? You know? You're like a blood vessel about to explode at any moment. You know.
Oh, you know what? I wanted to pull something up real quick. Speaking of your logo, hang on 1 second.
Sure. The little tees.
Yeah, the little tees.
Tiny
Hang on.
tees.
Yeah,
I'm gonna make a little mini silk screen print machine.
There we go.
To do
it's a little offset.
Oh wow!
Wow.
Wouldn't that be funny?
So there's a whole bunch of these. It's funny because I actually had emailed Chris like ages ago, like in the spring maybe, and I said, would you be able to do DORKLAIR shirts and like do some shirts and maybe even get some other people in the community to do it? And then I like kind of totally like forgot, or I don't know. I just like I was just busy, you know, like. I didn't come back to it, and then now there's all of these. There's a whole bunch of them.
And I know. I was impressed.
He needed 2 more to hit 13.
Oh, did he? Nice.
I know. I should have followed up on that. But anyway, so there's the other side.
Wow.
So the front is one side is GodBeast and one side is Funkatello. You guys can fight over which is the front and which is the back.
Well, they only fit his figure. My figure's like swimming in it, so I'm pretty sure it'll be fun.
Right.
Mammoth monster on the front.
I bet it fits that figure perfectly.
Yeah, it's
nice
awesome. He just needs a skateboard and then he's set.
Get the
and then just to say that they didn't do the DORKLAIR one, but we did get the Trevor went through with the Legion's Lounge one, and there's a whole bunch. There's so for Glyos, there's Biomasters, there's Cappy, and then there's a whole bunch of people. There's art by Ackerman. There's Colin.
That's really fun for LegionsCon.
Yeah, there's a whole ton of them.
Yeah. Colin's a local guy. Him and his son came to my house.
That's right. Yeah.
I heard about that. That was great. I'm glad that you.
It was awesome to have him over.
Them in. Yeah.
That fella Ackerman, he seems like a good guy, Bill.
Oh yeah, he's great.
Yeah, I've seen him on a couple of the different podcasts. A talented, pretty thoughtful guy. Seems like a good guy.
Yeah, he's great and he's prolific. He's on all the. I feel like he is streaming like at least 6 nights a week on different shows.
Definitely.
Well, it's good. Yeah,
he's probably streaming now. That's probably why he's not here.
Yeah. Yeah, where are you, Curtis?
Like, I haven't seen him in the chat.
You got purpose. That's good.
Hey MJ, somebody in the chat said tech deck. Do you have an extra tech deck?
I might. I don't know. I'd have to go look.
Yeah, that would be.
Do you have a tech deck collection?
Bring it to the show. Put your shirt on him and your tech deck.
Yeah,
there you go.
You should see MJ's dinosaur collection. Holy Moses!
The dinosaur collection.
These two collect in this. I mean, Steph, you have a great. I mean, I think everybody in here except me puts their stuff on shelves the proper way.
There's only a little corner.
But Marty's collecting is it's like a whole nother dimension, and that went right down to his son, and they just it's so perfect. It's ridiculous. And George has an incredible collection too. I mean, basically, Jesse Moore has multiple rooms of a collection.
Oh, I'd like to
incredible.
See that too.
Yeah.
Jesse has a toy museum, man.
He does.
Does he?
Yeah. Jesse's one of the best humans.
I like to think I'm an archivist.
You got to get Jesse Moore on this program, Bill, at some point.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
It's speaking of Jesse Moore, a quick little bit. Speaking of doing horrible things to people, one time I took a small sardine and I put it in a bag and I punctured it holes and I put it underneath his car seat. I stuck it way up inside there.
Man.
And then over time, he couldn't figure out where the smell was coming from. It's about, he deserved it.
See, that's why I'm glad I don't live in Massachusetts.
Matt, did you do, is this a New England thing? I don't even know. Did you do a senior prank when you were in high school?
Oh, they did. We did. I didn't want to partake in the actual senior pranks, but everybody did a lot of horrible things when they were seniors here in Acton Boxborough, and it was terrible. I mean, all kinds of stupid things. going on all year. It wasn't just one singular prank. We did. I can't believe they let me stay in that school. At one point, I had lunch block. I had study. So I was a terrible student. I didn't like school. So what I did is I would go into classes and sit in the classes and wait to see if the teacher would know I was in there. And so I try to do with teachers I knew, but I took a test once in a class I sat in. I went through a window, got in there. Yeah. It was,
and you know, he was 7.5 feet tall with a big ass beard. Like, what's this grown man doing in high school?
I had no beard.
It was 2 weeks ago.
I grew 3 inches in college, so I was normal.
Nice.
As you could be. I was just a mischievous bastard. You know, it's in the blood or something. You know, just like crazy.
So we get along.
Yeah. I mean, that's why we all get along.
Deviants. Yes.
Kevin wants us to be a monthly show. Another $2 super chat from Kevin. Monthly show.
Thanks, Kevin.
I'm in.
Liars confessions.
Yeah, I'm down for it.
I can tell you some horrifying.
Wait. Did I ever tell you the robot story?
No.
I don't know.
So we're in Matt's barn before New York Comic-Con, and we're trying to do Ben Spencer's Glax.
Is this the farting story?
Yeah. And so
one of many.
And so literally we get back with the paints. Matt was pissed off. He was going to murder Ben Spencer. He was saying horrible
I love you, Ben.
stuff.
Don't listen to Marty.
He was venting. And I'm sitting, he puts me on this little like 5-gallon bucket and says, here, do this. And I don't know, I was standing some shit. It was horrible grunt work. I didn't want to have any part of it. I already cast all the shit.
Is it only a chair your size?
I'm doing this shit. And he all of a sudden walks by me and he crouches down to like 4 foot tall, from 7.5 foot to 4 foot. And he's
that's a Marty height.
Like a robot. And then he's like, turns his ass to my face and he goes, rip. And he goes, and he walks off.
Right.
I
learned that in high school.
That's the kind of senior pranks this kid pulls when he's an adult man.
I'll tell you, that is
citizen prank.
Play. Yeah,
and it smelled like sardines. I could
smell like Jesse Moore's car.
Not knowing
I could taste sardines, man. It was horrible.
No, there's no sardines back then. Yeah. Marty, again, I'm going to have to give away my ultimate prank. That's my kid.
Oh, shit.
Fart story.
MJ, you didn't know? That?
Holy shit.
What number was that? Literally.
You fuck. Let's talk about MJ's figure, for Christ's sake. Let's talk about days of high school.
Okay, so we are going to bring this back up, and we're going to go down memory lane here.
Oh, yes.
Awesome.
All right, now MJ's turn to talk here.
Yeah.
So I guess a lot of the Glyos people and other folks might not know me, but I guess, you know, growing up, like we've kind of talked about, my dad's always collected stuff. And even as a kid, I had, that collection that he helped me build, and built me a custom table and a slime pit. And he introduced me when I was really young to the 2000X He-Man show. So that was like my number one. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. And I had the clothes, I had the bed sheets,
Yeah, shirt.
I know.
He had the riding battle cat, the bouncing battle cat. Man.
It's right there.
Right there.
Yeah. I have one of those today. It's not the same one. It's one my buddy actually found me that a dumpster diver had brought into their toy store. And so that's the one I have now, and it's missing the handlebar, but it is fun. I'll probably keep that till I have kids of my own to ride it, take photos.
Totally.
My grandkids.
He was 3 years old. He was 3 years old when I drug him to his first Comic-Con, Chicago Wizard World, 2003.
Wizard World. Wow, that's a flash.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of cool to look at these photos too, because I guess I didn't realize this until, later recollection that, like, now, after I was into Motu is kind of when I got really into Glyos and whatnot. But it's kind of weird to think about those being Four Horsemen figures. And, collecting Four Horsemen work that young, and then it kind of now bleeding all the way into Glyos, where, both those worlds have now officially really merged together and whatnot, which is really cool.
And that photo, he's laying there with a signed by the Four Horsemen Keldor exclusive. That the first day we got there, we didn't get the lotto, and he was in tears. He was a wreck.
Oh, was he?
And we didn't get a chance to buy it for $20. And I threw a fucking tissy fit because I was like, dude, I drove 8 hours from Kansas City to Chicago, and you're telling me I got a ticket and it didn't get called, so I can't buy it? Are you out of your mind? And then Jeremy Padwar was the head of the boys' toys division of Mattel. He took me around the back and he hands me one, and I go to give him my 20. He's like, no, man, don't worry about it. I'm like, really? I go, well, can I have him sit on the counter and open it up with you? He goes, sure. And so he ripped it open in front of all these collectors. It was going for like $100. And he just, he opens it all up. He takes it out. People are like gasping. I'm giving a 3-year-old a Keldor exclusive. But it was for him, And as you can see, he played with them.
Oh, yeah. And I broke them. Over and over and over.
And I kept having to replace them. And I'd have friends in Malaysia there's Jeremy right there. And the Horseman, when we were done, that's when Jeremy said, well, let's take you over to the Horseman table and we'll get it signed. And it was awesome. The Horseman, they've always been awesome to him when he was a 3-year-old, when we were in New York. So that's him at 3 at Chicago. And the next photo is probably, that's Matt.
There was another one. Where did that one go?
There. No, it's past that. We'll go back to the Doughty photo, the New York photo.
Was there? Oh, this one here.
So that was New York Comic Con. We went and stayed with Matt first, and then we drove to New York with Jesse and Matt and Marcus. And we did a reenactment when he was 12. And it was awesome. And I guess, according to Gaspar, he showed these photos to Treadway, and he said we should do another reenactment this year with his new figure at LegionsCon. Yeah. At 26 years old. So 12, 26. But back up to the Doughty photos.
Yeah. Let's go back to here, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So that was when we went. What year was that, Dad? That we was it 2011 or 12?
It was 2011.
Yeah. And then that was right on the coast by the water and all the rocks. I don't remember what area we were in.
Gloucester, right?
Okay. That's right out front of the cottage. Yeah.
Yep. And I always love this photo because, of Matt explained, I mean, you can see the Glyos line work in the rocks. It's there in the area. And it's, it's kind of cool. I kind of explain it now, like my entire house, I have every inch of my wall space covered. And I do that because it's like subliminal messaging of you absorbing all these different things. And so, Matt telling the stories of him playing as a kid there. And it's like, well, you can just see all the things in Glyos that got absorbed and, are now in the work and in these figures. So it's awesome to see that.
That's cool. That's a great shot.
I didn't send the photos of me trapped in the little hiding spot you have.
Oh yeah, no, the hidey hole.
No,
I can't believe you
because you wouldn't have liked it because your ass was right at the camera as you were trying to pull me out.
Well, my crotch is in that one, so I guess it wouldn't matter. That's a lovely photo. I look like I just, ate a table in ill-fitting clothes with some sort of tube-ass shorts. That's good. Looks like I wanted out of a fucking crazy bin.
Dude,
who's this kid near the rock?
You still wear that shirt and those shorts to this day. What are you talking about?
Actually, that shirt disintegrated. I wish I still had it because I'd have it on right now. The shorts also disintegrated, so I had to upgrade. I buy all the same style clothes usually. I buy all the same shirts, all the same pants.
Proud of
Michelle
you.
goes nuts because I have
Makes
about
sense.
110 pairs of socks because from shoveling and plowing. I'll go through, whatever. But this is one of the rare occasions that I have I consider that one of my nice shirts. There it is again.
There it is.
Yep, it's good. It's hitting my crotch area just right, so it's causing some sort of catastrophe. That's lovely. And you look like you're about to blow out of yours, so I don't know what the hell is in these goddamn photos. Just concentrate on the kid or the background.
Hey, I didn't give him the Wamo mushroom head photo of you at Designer Con.
Yeah, that's a nice one too. That's another one of your class acts, Marty.
I'll make sure to give it to Bill when we do this monthly show, man.
This is right before you got reported on the subway.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, the subway's whizzing behind us, and MJ was irritating me, so I put him in a headlock.
Yeah, well, he's not telling you that's not MJ. That's just some lady who wouldn't give him a motion. Give me that goddamn spider.
Oh shit.
Oh, that's a classic. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
That's all resin. That's all resin castings, man. That's insane.
Wow.
You were great. Yeah, you
Yeah,
really.
I think the next year was when I just poured a pile of resin heads, Armivore. I think because we had the Armivore, and I just piled them. Yeah, but
that's a great shot.
So MJ has went to Designer Con, New York Comic Con, several shows, Indiana. He's done New York Comic Con. What else, MJ? Chicago. Kansas City Comic Con.
Yeah.
I
think you named all the big ones.
But every year they go to C2E2 with me, and so he was a con rat. I mean, and the thing is when he was little and like 10 years old, they'd watch me sculpt, and MJ'd be like, "Can I sculpt?" And so I give him some Sculpey, and he'd sit there he had his own dental tools, and he'd sit there and sculpt a head, and we'd make it work on Glyos, and then one of his cool heads was Chomper. We don't have a photo of it, I don't think, but he couldn't sculpt teeth, and I said, "Dude, I have all your baby teeth."
Oh, here it is. Hold on one second. Let me.
Oh, that's a great one.
Oh, there it is. There it is. And I said, "That's the original. That's
love the portions.
Oh my god.
That's
Those are your
portions of that sick.
Look at that.
It's like cross between.
And it fits on
Ted
Glyos,
Sheridan.
and it's his baby
Monster.
teeth. He sculpted that, and then I showed him how to put one tooth in, and then he did the rest at like 6 years old.
Yeah, that's a great
one. Fun one.
Yeah, I have a black version of that right up upstairs on my desk from back in the day.
So yeah, but he was always. What's funny is there's other photos at New York Comic Con where there's not photos, interview. Someone interviewed me, and he's sitting in the background, and I never noticed this until just like this year, and I had pulled up a video to show someone else. That MJ was with me, and I watched him, and he was watching the whole interview, like taking notes, thinking, like you could see his wheels turning in his head. It's pretty freaking amazing where he's at right now.
Were those the Pixel Dan ones in Chicago?
It was either No, it was New York. It was New York because you were there and you're watching. I think it was Vangelis.
Oh wow, look at that shot.
Yeah.
Oh, that's that awesome drawing by Nate for the OSM.
Yeah. The other one's Crosby, Dave Crosby. Yeah, and he did a fading with MJ's Mammoth Monster.
Well, yeah, that has this head on it.
Oh yeah,
it's in there?
original monster.
The OG Mammoth.
Love that.
Yeah, that's the OG that he sculpted that when he was probably like 11.
Yeah, wow.
It was after the big
12?
one, the original big one.
Yeah.
But this junior version.
But this one right here was when he was in high school and he was starting on his comic. He was doing. You might have been doing. Were you doing Gloop Man?
They were Gloop Man. Yeah, Kobe.
And he got a college scholarship for doing the Kabuto Mushi comic. That was part of his college scholarship. And then the Kabuto Mushi bust, he got a scholarship for that too. Yeah, there's the comic. And then
actually,
he watercolored every one of these pages, giant pages. And then we had Ben Spencer printed those up. Ben did so much stuff for MJ.
Ben's great. Yeah.
Ben was just awesome helping MJ get his stuff made.
MJ, a lot of that comic went into a lot of the concept drawings from early with your dad's figure and your figure. I had those comics out. Oh yeah, yeah. I have a little file of on my phone. I have all the different makers, but I had all your stuff is with your dad's on the phone, and then I also have one of my pile stacks of shit. But yours is the non-shit in the pile of shit. So I use that. That's especially we'll get.
I thought I saw MJ's comics in a stack in your bathroom.
Yeah, they're all over the place. They're in the bathroom. Yeah, no. Yeah, what are you drinking there? Ass water. Oh, good God. That's good. That's what you need.
Hey man, I took my first Xanax a month ago during a drop. Man, I said to MJ's girlfriend, MJ, my girlfriend, and my mom were down there, and I said, "Well, what do you think?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, definitely keep taking Xanax."
That's like my running. I've been running like freaking crazy lately, like 25 plus miles a week, working out, and like my levels, my emotional and just like my stress levels are so low. It's like I'm like a different person when I'm like this.
Yeah, that running that's great. Michelle's a runner too. Same.
Hey, there's Gabe.
There's Gabe.
Yeah. Gabe,
Yep.
Jesse.
Yep.
Cappy.
Oh yeah, there he is. Jess.
Yeah, that is Cappy. I couldn't.
We're up front.
Yeah, to the left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that Kansas City Comic-Con, Dad?
That's no, that's Chicago, bro.
That's C2E2.
Oh, no,
right?
Yeah,
right,
that was
Jesse.
the year that Matt and Jesse actually came out.
Yeah.
That was epic.
That was
Oh,
fun.
yeah.
It was a good time. Really good. Look at that. That's a hell of a pic. Oh my God.
That was the first Kabuto Mushi. That was the clear, right, MJ?
Yeah, and then we filled a bathtub full and I got in.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
That was the Armivore, the infected Armivore.
Yeah. Wow.
Child labor right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Man, look at you guys. Jesus.
Yeah,
what
MJ had it in his blood way back then.
Yeah.
He was that
He's
was
a tinker.
you were what, 8th grade right there?
It had to be because we were in Kansas City, so probably, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good run.
I don't look so happy there.
No, because about the 10th box, I think you guys were like, dude, fuck this shit.
I'm like, I better get 10 of these in exchange, I guess.
Yeah. Look at that little table. That is
Little
awesome.
chair.
Little folding table.
It's all sized to Marty.
It's at my house now.
You're so funny.
Hey,
Hey,
look,
that's
wow,
Peyton.
shit. Look at that.
There's a Phaeton picking his butt.
That's the Kaiju Big Battle that I wrestled in Las
you?
Vegas against my sister and my uncle. Yeah, that was a whole
Like a
odyssey.
fun story.
We don't want to
Yeah.
hear about your story.
No,
bro.
but that's actually there's a YouTube video out there somewhere of
Is
that
there?
fight. I had never wrestled in a ring before, and my sister Megan, who worked with us for years,
she's awesome.
she's really close with Rand Borden, who's the creator of Kaiju Big Battle, and she was one of the first female wrestlers. She was Sky Devler for anybody who follows Kaiju Big Battle, and so I would watch them, and then eventually Rand came out here and we did some work, and we worked and made all his little, Kaiju figures, working with George Gaspar, actually sculpted a lot of them with Rand, and we did the production. But at one point, Randy was like, you want to come out and wrestle? We're doing a show in Old Vegas. And I'm like, my uncle and I used to go to ECW shows, and I was a wrestling nut as a kid. And we went to all the shit shows, like at the dog track. And I actually was at the mass transit match where the guy almost got killed. If you're into wrestling, you'd know what that is.
Wait, which dog track?
Revere.
Wonderland?
Revere dog.
Yeah, that's where I'm going to be working because they're building the new school at the old dog track.
You're kidding.
Shit.
I
No,
watched
I'm
the
not.
guy almost die at that dog track.
Hey man, Blue Blazer, I think he died in Kansas City when he fell from the ceiling.
Yeah, that's
Down at
Bret
the
Hart's brother. That's terrible.
Yeah, that was horrible.
Yeah. But I went into Boston to meet Randy. He was in Harvard. I went to Harvard Square with Michelle and Katie, and he showed me this at a pizza place. He just had this costume with him, eating pizza. He's a really funny, eccentric guy, and he's like, I walk in and I just see this like coat hanger with a Faden on it, with this really cockish head, and he's just eating a piece of pizza. I was like, Randy, what's going on? He's like, here it is. I'm like, okay. So I had to try on the suit in the pizza place, and then he was like, he took it, and then we went, flew out to Vegas with my uncle, who's a lifelong wrestling fanatic, and he had no kids, so I was like a surrogate kid to him, and my sister was already going to be there for the match, and so I tried on the suit, and he insisted that I wear these bike shorts that were. They were like, like competitive bike shorts. And they were like size.
Sounds sexy.
They were so small that it was a nightmare. Like I was trapped in them, and then I couldn't breathe in those hands. And I was covered in all this shit. And so they were like, okay, you're going to go out, you're going to fight your sister. And I didn't know pre-match anything.
Beautiful.
I never took a bump.
This is
I didn't know.
beautiful.
This was a whole like.
I have to see this.
And it's a whole thing. Like there's hundreds of people. There's a match at the ring. So the music starts playing, and it was like it's like some horrible fucking 80s movie. Like when it reminded me of Revenge of the Nerds when he puts on the mask and he's breathing and he doesn't know what the hell it didn't end the same way. But like, God, I can't see anything. I can't breathe. I'm I can barely walk. Yeah. So like everything is mashed, and I go out to the ring and I'm walking like a handicapped King Kong. I get into the ring and my sister just attacks me.
Clocks you.
So like we start fighting, and there's all these little buildings, like because you're not supposed to fight your giant. So the first thing I do is my foot goes right into a building. So I have a building attached to my leg. It was maybe the worst match ever. I mean, and my head was sideways.
For like perfect.
Hey, when she won by putting you in a scissor hold and locking your head down, dude, that had to be the worst.
You don't even know what the hell you're talking about. My uncle got in the ring, and I ended up clotheslining him, and then I jumped off the ring for the finish or whatever. But it was an experience for sure. But I was in that outfit one and only time wrestling in it. And now did
it smell like Matt Doughty inside there?
No, I don't smell like you, but I'm allowed in my house.
You don't have that Portuguese
playboy. That's why you're in a separate area. It's not just a room. They put you somewhere else. You're like in a fallout shelter. You know what I mean? They bury you as low as you can go. That's fake light behind you. Fucking AI.
I can't help that my testosterone.
That's all right.
Testosterone is that strong, bro.
Let's get back on track.
I just have one question. What are the search terms it's going to take to find this video?
I think it's actually linked on our site somewhere too.
Is it? Okay, I can look it up later.
Yeah, we had to Photoshop the close-ups. It was terrible. Look at Jesse.
That was the night before New York Comic-Con when we'd leave in the middle of the night. They were crashed. And MJ's like, I want to make funny faces over Jesse.
Yeah. Look at Jesse. He looks like serene. He looks like some nativity extra.
His beard is like 1/10 of what it is now.
Yeah. Actually, everybody who falls asleep in that chair, PJ calls it the V. Somehow that little mini couch sucks you down into like a hole, and your legs go up on the side. So everything you ate and everything, your whole history goes down into the upper part of your abdomen. So you wake up. Everybody wakes up, it's right to the bathroom.
That's
for whatever reason.
That was from Cece jumping boing 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 from couch to couch to couch.
Yeah. She shattered it. We have wood. We still have those couches. I love those couches.
Dude, she would bounce on those from one to the other across the room.
She did.
It was insane.
Yeah. Well, Marcus slept on the couch there, the Grillo's on for years. When we would do the passcodes, he'd be out for like 5-6 days. He lived in that room. It was not around the clock. Whole different era back then. It's like almost 20 years of working together. Mark and I've worked for 20 years together. If you can believe that shit.
Wow.
Yeah. He's the best. Yeah. Anyway, it's a great pick.
That's when I started my job. I'm 19 years at my job, so almost 20 years.
That's wow, man. And you're actually doing things that make a difference. That's good. Not like the rest of us.
I don't know. It makes a difference to me.
You're
like, I don't know, baby.
No, you do the real work.
All right, so this is our reminder. We need to. I'm gonna pull this down, pull this up. We got 82 entries. Last call on the first round.
I got a name.
3 of these.
Steph don't.
All right, let's draw this first, and then we'll put that in. All right, everybody. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Good luck. You can email me at podcast@dorklair.com and let me know your address, and I'll forward that to Matt, and he will send it out. Drop Cag.
Ken.
Drop Cag. Who is it?
Ken. I know him.
Ken? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, Ken Goff. Yeah, he's a great guy.
Sweet. Yep. Okay.
How many entries were there?
82.
There were 84.
Wow.
Final to it at the end there.
One of these lenses works.
I can't.
All right, so let's. I think it was 82, and then it got 2 at the end. All right, I'm gonna pull this down. I'm gonna go back here. Okay, so hashtag. What did you say it was gonna be, Steph? It was gonna be pink lemonade, right?
I can't hear.
Oh, is Steph?
I was gonna say pretty pink panties.
I'm not putting that on my screen.
Look at this kid.
Pink lemonade.
Can you mute him?
I actually can.
Yeah, good. Be liberal with that.
All right, hang on a second
Be
here.
liberal with it. Listen, Doughty.
Unfortunately, I am.
I'm gonna see you in a week, man. Don't forget.
It's all right. It's plenty of time.
I'll be a spider monkey.
Pink lemonade. Put the ticker on there.
Do we have any sound from Steph right now?
No, we can't hear you, Steph.
The audio curse got her too.
Yeah.
You know what's going to happen? MJ's going to approach you, Bill, later after the show and go, "Hey, next time, can I just go by myself without Doughty and my dad?"
Steph, are you back yet? What's going on here? Steph.
No sound.
Mute, unmute. No sound.
She has to re-sign in. That's what happened.
You want to log out and back in, Steph? Can you hear us, Steph? Yeah, okay. All right. And while she's doing that, we are going to go back to...
I'm going to have to read through all these chats, man. There's just tons of messages on there.
There's a lot in the chat. And, it's also like a lot of the hashtag is going to dominate too. But
right.
Okay. Oh, I did want to mention, I saw that Jackie is in the chat. Jackie, if you're still there, I just want to show you something. Hang on. I got my 2 hacky sacks ready for LegionsCon for when we're outside in that outdoor area, or maybe even out front. We're going to play some hacky sack.
Bill, did you play soccer in high school? Did you?
No.
Or you were a runner? No.
I didn't play really. The only sport I played in high school was lacrosse. I didn't really play, and the one sport I played a lot growing up was just like pickup basketball. Basketball was always my favorite sport.
That's your favorite? Yeah. That's good. That's good. Yeah. Hacky sack is good too.
Hacky sack is just a fun, like hanging out. That was always. That was all. Everybody had hacky sacks in high school, and go to concerts. It's something to do, listen to music and whatnot. All right, we are moving on.
So this is when I was at my dad's house finishing up the sculpt for the original, or not the original, the version 2 of the Mammoth Monster, and then here's one all in its glory. And this is a resin one that I'm holding here. And so these guys had magnet arms.
Nice.
That's a great sculpt.
Hold figures and stuff. And this was, kind of the original plan when we got into making my figures. Originally we were thinking more on a vinyl scale, Galaxor size to fight those type of guys. And then along the way, we ended up changing it out to what we're about to reveal. Yeah, vinyl.
Yeah, vinyl. Rotocast.
Because Matt told us that the factory said that it'd have to be a lot of separate parts because of the claw with the reverse horn, and then or claw coming off the back, and then the stance was going to cause, right, Matt? It was going to
cause catapasta, and the texture actually is sort of what continues to dog production, even though we've got it under control. That extreme and very precise layered fur is rough, like in the production process. Look at that. Oh my God.
So tell them about it, Em.
Yeah, so this is the version 1 of the Mammoth Monster that I did in, I want to say it was 2009 or 10. So I would have been about 10 years old, and then that's the drawing with it. And then I actually have, I think I sent a photo too, but this is the original prototype. And so kind of like my newer ones, these had magnet attachments that went on, and so that's kind of where that claw comes from, and we kind of ditched the tentacle along the way.
Tell them why. Tell them why you have the claw and the tentacle and not hands.
Other than me being 10 years old and not being able to sculpt a hand, I don't remember if there was a reason.
He came out of the studio. I had a separate little studio room for him to sculpt at. And he came out and he was just not choking up. He wasn't crying or nothing, but he was frustrated. He's like, I can't sculpt a hand. I can't sculpt a hand because the toes, I said, do like an elephant. So I pulled up like elephant toes. That's why he did the toes that way. Well, he couldn't do the hand. He was getting frustrated. And my big goal with MJ was the difference between how my mom raised me. She encouraged my artwork, but she never pushed me to finish anything. And so I told MJ with like the comic, I said, if you do it, if you finish a comic, a full comic, I'll get it printed and you can sell them. Same way with this. I said, if you finish it, it's a big mold. This was one of my bigger molds. I only had done 3 or 4 big molds at that time for prototyping jobs for other guys in independent toys. And I said, I'll spend the money on the silicone. I mean, it was like, I'll guarantee it was $200 in silicone to make that mold. And then when I was doing resin, I cast that first one solid. And I thought, dude, this takes like 800 grams of resin. I'm like, no way. I'm going to have to like rotocast them. So I literally made his mold, and I got a product from Smooth On where you can rotocast, but I didn't have a rotocast machine. So I stood there for like 10 minutes rotating his mold. It sucked. And I did like, I don't know, I did like 25 or 30 for C2E2, but that's why he's got a tentacle on one hand and a claw on the other.
Yeah.
You could sculpt that. I was trying to age appropriately, encourage him to complete it, because you can see in his sketch, he had hands.
Yeah.
You know, but it's just neat to see, you know, it's just, I don't know. I hope for this, you know, day to come, but I never knew if it would, if he'd keep up with everything all the way through and finish. But I think early on, encouraging him to finish the comic and finish the sculpts, and then being able to produce them for him in resin or get them printed by Ben Spencer, I think that was MJ completed shit. He never gave up on stuff, ever.
It's awesome.
Hey, MJ, just for people out there too, and just, you know, what was the inspiration behind the cycloptic look and the horn? Like,
well,
where'd that come from?
What's kind of cool about that drawing is there's actually 4 other drawings of mammoth monsters type characters, but they're all elemental. So this one is like the deep forest one. There was a water one. There was a lava one that had like an elephant nose on it and scales, and they were all these kind of big titans. And a toy line that had come out right at the time was Gormiti. And those were all elemental minifigures. And so I think there's probably some subconscious of, you know, I wanted to make characters that had those different, you know, flying type, different type of attributes to them. And this one just ended up being the most powerful of all the drawings. And I remember Dad saying to me, you know, this is the one you should probably sculpt. But there was a slime one that's very close to that Oozarian, you know, that as Spy Monkey has, you know, it looks very much like that. You know, it's a Cyclops slime monster, but he's big and kind of fat like this guy.
Yeah. Hey, I really like that. I like the connection to Gormiti too. I told you there was some Italian in that kid.
I don't mean to interrupt, but Bill, there's a comment by Pink Lemonade. Dude, tell him. I mean, I just read that it happened to pop up, and I mean that right there is exactly what you should keep doing. Is just try to give them something that, this is just me as a father now enjoying my son's success, is that you look at Tiger Woods, you look at Michael Jordan, you look at their parents, they pushed them hard in sports. I pushed my kids hard in school first grades, but then in each of their talents, I gave them the tools to try to accomplish and feel like they accomplished something and not just give up on it or throw it away. But you got to have that thing. I mean, I just think that's cool that somebody commented that. I appreciate it.
You met them, Marty and MJ Monica. I introduced you to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's her. Yeah.
That's her. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I think I've seen her Instagram. I think she does
She's
stuff.
very crafty.
And they They were at 5 Points Fest as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do they have a son and a daughter, or just a son?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And I
Mhm.
see her doing a lot of hands-on stuff with her kids on her Instagram and stuff, I think.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Very cool.
Great house.
Very cool.
I did want to, before it gets too far behind, Gabe threw another $10 at us. The next hashtag should be the codpiece.
you know, Gabe threw $20 at you last show, I think, with Cappy and Dan.
I didn't realize that was Gabe.
Yeah.
Until you guys said it tonight.
He's a good guy, man. He supports everybody.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gabe's awesome.
He's awesome.
Yeah, great person.
He's a vet, been around for a long time.
He helped me really start my Hyper Knight collection. Like I got the Star Trek ones and everything from him. Like I think he had to track them down for me and stuff.
Yep.
Like it wasn't just like a trade. He's like, oh, I'll find them for you. And like, we traded some Legions. And he went down the Legions rabbit hole big.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Completed before
he's my
we
Chicago
put his first
brother.
figure in his hand last year.
Seriously.
I do King County Toy Show with him every year, and years before he C2E2. In fact, my first Wizard World is when I met Gabe in person from He-Man.org, and I'd done 2003 Wizard World, and I met him face to face. We had lunch together, and ever since then we've been just like Matt and I, brothers.
That's good.
Yep, and there's the original prototype. So that's the one that's the full resin and not rotocast that I have here.
It's interesting. You're going to be able to actually use tentacles now because we have those in the library between Pat's Cappy stuff.
Here's the gray one, the one he just did last year.
Yeah, the 2.0.
The same gray prototype as the.
Wow, that's great.
That's big.
Yep. Took that right out of my case so I can show it. And here's the mini gray. You're showing the minis now.
Yeah, so these were the mini monster that I did right after this big one this past year or so. And those ones actually are the flocked ones, which were really fun. They were a pain to do, but they were really fun. I have a brown one here that matches my standard. There you go, Dad.
Those are awesome.
And something cool, I was telling somebody else today, there's very few people that actually have matching, minis that go with their big guy. I think it's probably less than 5 people that truly have matches, which is kind of cool because then when you see them all next to each other in the same colors, it's kind of neat. And then here's 2 more of this. One of them's flocked and one is not.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Matt, MJ got to learn how to flock the hard way. How many times you shock yourself?
Oh, a lot, but you get used to it to the point where you can just, your machine too isn't that bad. So, at a certain point you can just touch the ball and it's not, horrible, but yeah, very painstaking.
Like hold it onto the electrical fence or something.
Yeah, it's got an electrostatic ball that has current. And if you get too close, you get a shock off it and it makes you jump. It doesn't hurt, but when MJ, so it's funny because all the years I slung resin trying to make, what I was making teaching at the time back in, late 90s, early 2000, I'm trying to make $30,000 a year just out of resin. And I did it for many, many, many years, but you get to flocking and I do just sit down and flock, 30, 40, 50 heads. MJ, how many did you flock? 50, 75?
It was at least 40.
It was insane.
Mammoths. And their full body. It was a lot of flocking that we went through. Yeah. But it was kind of nice because it's materials that you've had for 15 years and now we're just now using.
Yeah, he's like, Dad, can I take the flock machine home with me? And I'm like, yeah, fine. Yeah.
You're saying that you made $30,000 a year by flocking things with your electrostatic ball.
No, resin, not flocking, resin. You're funny, man. I'm gonna flock.
That's just what I'm hearing.
I'm gonna flock you when I see you.
I'm probably the only person you can't flock.
You're already flocked.
Even though you got those electrostatic balls, Marty. Gonna need more than $30,000 to flock me.
You got enough flocking, man.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
That
then
one,
That's a good one.
That one's
listen,
got all the steel BBs, so it's got really heavy metal BBs inside of it, like airsoft.
So they're pellets like that go in airsoft guns instead of the rubber ones. Ben Spencer originally had me do a run of those, and I cursed him. I mean, I said, man, I don't know. These are heavy. They're going to suck the Dremel, because when you get in the bottom, you want to put enough in that they fill to the bottom, but then obviously they're going to stick out a little bit. Then you got to belt sand those down or Dremel with a diamond bit. Man, MJ had me doing that, and I said, what did I do? 2 of them?
Yeah.
And I said, after the first one, I'm belt sanding it, and those BBs are flinging off of the belt sander right at my chest. And he was laughing, and I'm like, gosh, darn it. Oh my God, it hurt so bad.
You had marks on your chest.
I know, it sucked, dude. It sucked. Yeah.
That was worth it. I mean, it came out awesome. I mean,
you'll do anything for your kid, man,
That's a great piece. This is a great succession of images. It's procession of images.
Yeah, this is a year and a half of MJ's like getting ready to go into production. A year and a half of sculpting, prototyping, mold making, resin casting, flocking, painting, selling, building colors, up. A following.
Yeah, I think that was the first one I think I actually painted. One of the first batch that we did. And some of these photos also I've never shown off. I haven't actually posted a lot of these just because I'm horrible at posting. But I think we made at least 50 of those big ones.
I think we ended up with like 60, and the mold started to degrade. So yeah, that's pretty good mold to get 60 out of it.
Yeah,
that's crazy hard work too. That's not easy to pull.
Yeah, after so many years of not doing that hardcore resin casting, he'd come visit and he'd be like, okay, I factored in if we do 8 a day every hour and a half. By the time he left at the end of the weekend, I was sleeping in between drops because I was exhausted. It was grueling.
It was worth it.
It was. Yeah, it was.
That one there is I believe that's Gabe Bergen's monster. That brown one.
Yeah,
because I think we did about 4 or 5 of those standard brown. Which what's that color called? That is it mink?
It's minks. Yeah, mink.
And
Gabe calls it. Like I don't know. Gabe's watching right now. It's Tacarea doo doo or something. I don't know. That's what he calls it because
that makes sense.
He's Hispanic. That's what he named it. When they came down to the studio for Mushi Fest, I had Cappy, Pam, Dan Latham, I think Joe, Gabe, Matt, Long. I mean, there was probably about 15 people that we stopped doing New York Comic Con, so they all came to Kansas City, and I took them down to at the time I was in a studio that did all the prototyping for NECA, and my space was in there. And so I took them down to the studio on the weekend, taught them all how to cast out of my molds, and they all got to make something, mix something. So yeah, that was Gabe's favorite color, was that Tacarea doo-doo color.
And that kind of became, I guess, our standard after he had us do that because I liked it so much. Yeah.
Fucking Gabe.
I know, right? I know.
Yeah, that's perfect.
There's Matt's colorway right there.
Oh yeah, yeah. And then I wanted, when I was sculpting this one, I wanted the hands to be able to hold stuff. So like that big claw, I made it have a larger grip so it could hold bigger figures, whereas the more humanoid hand had the smaller grip so it could like dangle a figure by its leg or grab an arm or something like that.
Mm-hmm. That's great.
Some glows. That really shows off the size of it, which is just a monster.
And Jesse D's Goss in there.
Oh yeah, that's one of my favorite figures.
It'd still be cool to make Mammoth Monster in vinyl someday.
Yeah, it would, especially with your Titan next to it. Those look pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's a great shot.
Yeah, good shot here.
Well, that kind of gives you more of the scale of where the minis. I mean, that mini monster is about the size of a Traveler, and it doesn't look that way, but that's just because that main one is so big.
Yeah. Nah, it's only about 3 inches, a little shy of 3. It's a little shorter than a Traveler.
I think there's some photos of one with the Traveler. You'll see it. I think it's later.
Okay.
There's the
Those are all flocked. Yeah.
Look at that.
That's insane.
It's beautiful.
He MJ, you know, studying art and becoming a high school art teacher. MJ was always a painter, and so he's got pretty good color theory. I mean, not like Matt Doughty's color theory, but he's good at painting. He's good at blending colors. He's good at picking colors. We need to get the kid a Pantone book, Matt. I've been sending him eBay auctions.
I've had the same one for 20 years, so
I know
I'm not your man.
that's why you're missing so many numbers, man.
I use the numbers that count.
I think you have the money to upgrade by now.
I love my Pantone book. Paul has the mirror copy of it. So, yeah, everybody who comes here who's a graphic designer is horrified by the artifact that is my.
What is yours?
Pantone
Like
magic book.
What is yours? 2000?
2006.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think mine's like maybe 16. I think.
Yeah. I Mark and I we'll joke about knowing all the families of Pantone numbers just from doing it for so long. You know, it's insane when we see things out. You know, I've talked about it before, but that's the number will pop up in your head. You know, you see like a certain green, like that's 375. You know, like if you see a certain blue, 550. You know, like if that's 1235, that's a yellow. It's like, you know, it's insane. Your eye, because I'm, you know, my eyes are crap, but I can still see color field theory. And as long as I have 22 pairs of glasses on, I can still sculpt and draw.
What year were you working for Beantown? When
2006. That's when I got hooked up with them. The first Glyos were they went into production actually in 2006, but then we sold them at 2007 SDCC.
Yeah.
And then we did all the resin for years.
But you were working with Beantown in 2006 is when
2006. Yeah,
okay.
2006, yeah. That's where I met Mark. Yeah,
gotcha.
So next year will be 20 years.
So when you were at 2006 San Diego Comic-Con, had you already met Mark? And
2007 San Diego Comic-Con. 2006 San Diego, I was still hawking stuff.
Yeah, that's where I met you. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
That's when I was with Ron, and we were selling the Gears Edge stuff and all the resin crap. And I offered you those figures, and you politely declined.
Well, dude, so Matt pays for a booth at San Diego. He's there with Ron, and was Jesse there too?
Oh yeah, Jesse and I had the Gears Edge stuff.
Yeah, I go up to Matt's booth. First time we met in person. We've been talking for a year and a half, whatever. Yeah. And Matt's trying to offer me all his resin figures, and you know, in the back of my mind, I wanted all of them, and I should have just been like, thank you. But I'm like, dude, you paid for this booth. You got to have enough product to sell. I knew he hand resin cast all of them. Plus, he had dyed them. And he was talking about the dyeing, and he had beautiful gradients. And I sat and stared at him. I kept thinking, how's he doing that with like dye in the resin? I wasn't catching what he was doing when I was there. I asked him later about it, but I passed. I said, well, you know, I knew comics are cheap. You have them printed. You have a lot of them. I said, I'll take your comics, but later on, you know, after the show, whatever you have left over, you can send something my way. And then he sees me with a clear backpack. And I have all these, my GodBeast, the unproduced Battle Beast, Laser Beast, towards the third series end that were never produced. I had hand sculpted them from just one drawing, and that didn't even show the backs of them. And I met up with a guy from Ysidro, California, and he bought a set for $600. And I had told Matt, give me a second, I got to meet with this guy. There was this big dead space in front of Matt, which you'd never see at San Diego Comic-Con these days. I walk probably 20 yards, crouch down on the ground, give him the 3 figures. He gives me $600. We take a photo. I come back to Matt's booth, and Matt's like, just out of curiosity, what did you just sell him? And I showed him, and I told him, and he goes, how much? And I'm like, $600. And Matt's like, are you? Matt was selling shit for like 5, 10.
I sold a hand cast Vaden for 12. I sold a Recklin and Aves for 8 or 10. And I'm glad that we did it that way. You know, I loved just making the stuff. That's why, you know, you ended up with a pretty nice resin collection. Actually, you ended up with a lot of Mike's stuff.
Yeah.
But I was never precious about anything. I just never have been. You know, if someone comes here and visits, you give them whatever they want 9 times out of 10, unless it's something that was given to me by a friend. You know, or something.
Well, I don't know. I gave you a bunch of Armorvore heads, and you just told me they are somebody. You gave them away to somebody.
Yeah. Well, some of those were absconded with. They weren't by choice.
Okay.
But I still have all the resin stuff everybody gave me and stuff that's been given to me over the years. I've been lucky to receive things from people and trade things. And I love all the stuff that everybody makes. But I never felt there's probably like a defect in me, but I was just never been precious about items. I make a ton of shit.
But it wasn't about being precious, man. I literally had to make money.
No, I'm not saying, you know, you're a precious person about things, but I had a different perspective. You know, I have a different perspective than most collectors when it comes to collecting. I have a lot of stuff, but I don't look at it as, you know, something that it's like exalted. That's why I don't have like shrines of stuff that we make. I think it's cool when people do that. I was never compelled to do it. It never like was never something that occurred to me. I just kept making things, making piles of drawings or piles of things. And maybe at some point, you know, I'll put together something, but I was never programmed that way.
Well, if all your drawings aren't that, you know, precious, I'll take them all.
You can. Michelle would love for you to come take them because there's fucking thousands.
Matt
the
needs,
iPad, you know.
At one time, Matt was talking about possibly making a coffee table art book of his sketches and stuff. And I looked through at that time was, you know, 2010 or 11 or whatever. And I was like, you should do it. You should do it. Oh my God, I'd love to have a book like that. Now, how many volumes would it have to be?
Too many. Too many. No one would give a shit.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this.
Yeah, right.
Let's talk about your son's stuff.
Sorry. Okay, MJ, go.
Yeah, so this kind of shows the height difference on those with some regular travelers and that Apocalypse. I want to say this was
that's
Mark
Boris's
Goldberg
old build, man.
bought this one.
Yeah. All Boris's guys.
I think Gabe actually hooked me up with some of those figures in the back because Dad, all my old Glyos, my dad has, and so when I moved here in 2017, I kind of started over again. So he's got his, and then I kind of have stuff from 2017 till now.
Wow, that's a great show. Oh, I love this guy.
Yeah, so then after I did the mini monster for my band, the Groove Lagoon, our mascot is the creature from the Black Lagoon, and we play shows, and we'd have a buddy of mine come out and dress up as the creature and go out in the audience and dance, and you know, we'd have the saxophones go off stage and circle up and have a big kind of dance party with it. So then I started sculpting this minifigure to take to our shows to go with some of our band merch, and then I actually got the tee on. I don't know if you guys can see it.
Hang on a second.
Oh, that's great.
Yep.
Yeah, so we did t-shirts and stuff to kind of match those creatures, and then I painted some, and we casted up a whole bunch and take those to shows. And I'll have a handful of these guys actually at Legions 2 that are just a little bit of leftover from our concerts and whatnot.
Sweet.
It's funny on a side note with that character. And Marty, you know, can speak to this. Mike MZ was a huge Creature of the Black Lagoon fan. I mean, like hardcore. And at one point he actually painted a bust of the sort of updated monster. What's it? Monster Force. What the hell was it?
It was Monster Squad.
Monster Squad.
Hold on.
And it was a Monster Squad version. It was huge. And then we came very close to actually making that head. There it is. Yeah. Yeah. That's a funny movie too. But it was Wolfman has nards. And anyway, but that's kind of special that, you know, MJ has an affinity also for I guess who doesn't like the creature really, if you're into stuff. But there's a special little significance because of Mike MZ's affinity for the character. There's actually at one point it exists a sculpt for the Zoloid scaled that size in the Zullen, and it can multiple versions. There's even that big one. Remember that I think Rudy did it. The big one for the GodBeast. There was a lot of that. So maybe at some point, you know, maybe because you're now in the game on the production level, MJ, maybe we can push one of Mike's old dreams through, you know.
That would be
nice.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, because I think everybody would enjoy that. Especially you could slap that on the Zoloid body and it would work like with all the, you know. Anyway, I love the coins in these.
Well, and those are kind of off of I don't know, I guess if they have a specific name, but you know, the little frogs that you put by your doorstep and they have the coin in their mouth.
I think they're the Chinese good luck frogs, the fortune frogs, and you put the coin in their mouth.
Right.
Yeah. And so we took a coin from one and molded that exact coin to put, and then it's kind of cool. He has a little tail on the back. So if you want, you can take the coin and it hangs on his tail and you can't even see it hidden behind him. So it's kind of cool. Has a few different display options, even though it's a static minifigure.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good.
I just wanted to point out Christopher Negree's $5 super chat. I will fight Marty in a wrestling ring for Matt's concept art.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Chris will have some interesting things too. Chris is I call them plushies, but they, he's like he's a true genius of working with fabric. Chris is Boglin is his sort of screen name. Known Chris for years and years, and a tremendous talent and just an awesome person. One of the toughest guys ever, mentally and a great father. And he's actually, he takes a lot of lost sort of concept art off the blog, and he creates plushies out of them. He creates, artwork. I think it's his master form factor for Chris. And, you can always check him out wherever he's floating around on the socials, but he's just working with some concept art that I don't even think that stuff made it to the blog. Some of this, the stuff I sent over to you. But he's always got some incredible stuff floating around. He's
a super nice guy.
He's awesome. He's an inspirational person too. If you know him and you know the things that he's overcome, actually astounding. Astounding, like, he likes it's like he calls himself the Mandalorian and is looking out for his son like Grogu. He's tough, been through a lot, and he still maintains integrity and kindness. And that to me is like, that's heroic level shit, but anyway, he does great work. If you see him at Legions, check out, he'll be tooting around some cool stuff. And he takes a lot of things that would truly be lost to the piles, and he turns them into physical things, and he puts wires in plush and they can move, and he scales them, and some of them he's figured out ways to put like glide armor on them. And just totally awesome work. This work he's doing right now is my favorite work that he's done. And he's sculpted, he's worked with different artists and had castings done. Has his own subline. He has he can remember everything. Literally, he'll remind me of conversations that, the date, that kind of mind, like incredible guys. So if you get a chance, you see him floating around at Legions, talk to him and see what he's got cooking. He's got really cool stuff, different way of doing things. Anyway,
it's kind of funny. I've read a few of these comments, and there's a lot of guys in here, MJ, that gals that have bought your resin figures, and they're talking about, hey, that's my purple. That's pretty cool. That's pretty awesome.
I've kind of forgotten who's gotten what over all this time. So it is kind of cool to see people's collections. And like I said, in terms of the big monsters and the mini ones, there's not many people that had matching ones. And I know, I think it was John Sarno sent me a photo today of his pumpkin set, and the hollow. And I was like, man, I never even had those two in my possession at the same time. So I would have never been able to take that photo. So I'm glad you did.
Hey, Gabe confirmed it's Taqueria Mexico Doo Brown. That's the name of that color.
That's a lot more tame than some of the other colors he's named.
MJ, you might have to do a colorway of that just for Gabe and call it that specifically.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
it might be a big seller, man.
And then I think these ones are blacklight green ones that we did.
Oh, you know what? This was
at the same time as shirt.
This was a GIF, I think, but it doesn't come through.
Oh,
it was right. Glowing in the other. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's his really old heads and Glorn that Kobe did. Kobe did the three-horned guy, and he sculpted that. He's 2 years younger than MJ, and then MJ did Slime Skull and Mammoth Monster heads to fit on Travelers.
Yeah.
Man, you guys were probably 10 and 12 or 9 and 11.
Well, and what's cool, if you look in the back in that Kabuto Mushi comic book, there's the slime skull.
Oh yeah,
good one.
You know, and then you go over and there's the monster.
Mammoth monster.
Yeah.
No, that's good.
Wow, there's a whole bunch of mammoth monster heads. Wonder where they're floating. I wonder where they're floating around at.
I have one. I think I have that red one that's up there, but that's it. And I have the original sculpt.
Wow, what a trip!
Oh yeah,
There they are. There they are on Travelers.
Yeah. Oh, look at that worn nebula in the back.
My favorites right in the middle, man. That was the Thanos.
Yeah.
I had to assemble all those by hand when I remember. God Christ, those days.
That was kind of my inspiration for Hollow, though. But put a little green on it.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
Great shot.
One of my favorite figures.
Oh,
God,
that's some of the best,
dude. That's when Matt literally was so generous to my boys when they were doing heads. Matt's like, "How about I give you some clear Buildmen and some clear Go Bonds so that they can put them on the actual figures instead of just selling the heads." And then I did. Oh, getting back to Matt's dye job on his resin. What I find out later on, it's not dyes that he's putting in the resin and like mixing colors or layering them. He's literally taking the resin and dipping it in boiling RIT dye on the stove and doing gradients. Once I found out that's what he was doing, I was like, no wonder he's got such beautiful gradients. So I did that on a lot of this PVC to make so they weren't just clear bodies, they were actually colored, and those are hand dip dyed, all those. And then
are those Nate drawings up there too, Marty?
No, the drawings Nathan Newell did.
Yeah, Nate back, not Nate Bartz, Nate Newell.
Yeah. Nathan Newell. Yeah. He did the art for all those.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I mean.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yep.
Yeah.
And that was I don't know why there's Voodoo Magato header cards. I don't think we had a slime skull. That's why.
I don't think we did either. We must have run out. But man, I love Kobe's Goblin Snatcher. Is awesome.
Yeah, I think don't I still have one of those in my case?
I hope you do, because I don't have one.
Michelle has one of those. You gave one of those to Michelle.
That's awesome.
The Snatcher. That's a great piece. A lot of history right there.
That was a nightmare though, because he sculpted it flat, and I had to heat it up with a hairdryer to bend the resin over the sides of the Go Bond. Oh my God, it was a nightmare. It was a pain in the butt to make.
The biblical torment of the GodBeast.
I
had to bend that resin for my son.
I
was ready to blow my brains out.
Dude, seriously. Other parents are just throwing money at their kids, buying them shit, and all I could do was slave away and make their shit sell.
Hey, you can bend a tentacle real easy. You have plenty of practice.
What was cool about this, like having Dad, allow us to do this stuff, is I remember being, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old, and me and Kobe had $3,000 in the bank, and whenever we wanted a PS3, we spent it, that money that we made from toys. So it kind of was neat to teach that money management earlier, and then if we wanted something, it was kind of reflective of, well, you have the money, you can buy it, and skateboards and everything else we wanted.
Good discipline. Crazy.
Yeah, and now you got the spreadsheets and the inventory and all that stuff.
Yeah, I fear that MJ's going to do what Jesse's boys did to him. He's going to be like, Dad, nope, you can't do that. Nope, the numbers aren't jiving. Nope.
All you can hope is that they're smarter than us, and they already are. So mission accomplished.
I forgot about those. This was Kobe's Glute
That's a
Man.
blast from the past. Holy shit.
Kobe's character Glute Man. He loves Marvel. Kobe loves Marvel Universe. He collects the 3 3/4 inch and the 6 inch or whatever.
The Legends,
yeah, the Legends. And so when he was doing Glute Man, it started off as these little globby guys, that an 8-year-old could sculpt. And then he started doing these drawings that got more and more. And then you sculpted it though, right, MJ?
No, he sculpted it.
He sculpted this. Okay. I couldn't remember.
But I drew the comic book that went with it.
but it was a nightmare again because he sculpted the cape in clay. It didn't fit right. I had to heat him up.
Here we go.
Oh my God. It was a nightmare trying to make them work. I think we sold like 10. There's still one in my glass case though.
Yeah.
It was a nightmare.
All right, so that'll take us to the end of the journey past, right? And
the Goddessy.
Yeah. Right. So what that means is I want to pull this down, pull this up, and 89 this time. So
Wow.
just actually, I will put this back up for a second. So just a reminder, this was this one we're going to spin right now was the second one of these, and Matt's going to give away a third one of these of the pink full figure. So let me pull it down, put this up. We got
just so everybody knows that pink, he got the inspiration for that Pantone from his pretty pink thong panties that he wears. He wears them to every con.
Yeah, that's right. That's a creative one. I think you need more rings.
Not the first time you've talked about pink panties here.
I know because Doughty,
you got a fixation, brother.
I only told you that one story. I didn't tell you about the time that he had a thong on. I was like, dude, no, man.
Yeah, I never owned a thong. Barely own underwear.
I'm looking for one image here. Hang on a second. I don't know if I'm going to find it. So talking about the pink figure, I did notice that the head, the little small head that goes on the arm of the Infinite Faden, the one that's based
pink.
On the that little pink head. Like, I did notice that that's very similar to this. I wonder how that will look on here.
They won't be exact, but maybe they'll be close.
Could be close.
We've got some plans for that crossover potential too.
Nice.
We tried to lay it out. We'll see what gets under the carpet and what's on top. So maybe it'll work. I can't wait for those big ones to get rolling out. I'm actually I'm working on some other assets for that all week. Yeah, so it's a lot of cool things going on there. There's a lot of discussion that happens too with the teams. It's very natural, just like this, just shooting the shit and then start to get creative with things, and it's cool because they come up with things that I wouldn't have thought of, and I think it goes both ways. But we have got some neat things that have arisen from just being in production now, and then what's going to come. So I just like the chemistry. It really does make a difference. There's no burdensome thing. It's just like you just hammer. It's like when you hang out with your friends and you're out all night doing crazy shit. It feels like that. Right. But it's a creative thing. So hopefully it'll continue to make people happy.
Erwin's here.
Oh, Erwin, what a talent. What a guy.
Yeah.
What a guy. Man.
He did the card slicer Doughty Santa, right? Didn't he do that?
By the way, I didn't know that was coming. That's one of the more horrifying drawings. He's such a bastard. He's such a bastard. Yeah, Erwin did a killer job on the sculpt on Mangler Mortis too. Like he's just what an unholy talent Erwin is. Great.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah. He's fun to work. He's a really great person to work with too. He's great sense of humor, super prolific, and he's like the living embodiment of all of the amazing shit I would read in Hobby Japan as a kid. And he's him, like the real inheritor of that. He can actually do all those things, from drawing to sculpting to anything, really. Yeah, just awesome. Yeah, Erwin, you're the best, buddy.
I wanted to spin this. I was trying to wait till it gets to 100, but I don't think it's going to get there. So we're going to spin this now. Remember to email me at podcast@dorklair.com with your address, and I'll forward that over to Matt, and he'll ship the figure over if Who was it? Ken drop cag wins
Ken
again.
got the first one.
Then he's already got the first one. We're gonna spin again. All right, here we go. Good luck.
Someone said the next hashtag should be flocking or taqueria.
Oh, Bat Bomb, Anthony, nice.
It's
so funny because I saw him post today, or maybe it was yesterday.
It's divine intervention.
He posted a looking for, want to buy or whatever trade for the pink parts. He was actually actively.
He just won it.
He just won the parts. That's awesome, dude.
You must
that
have done
so
something
cool.
right, buddy.
What are the chances?
Yeah,
that's awesome. That's great.
Killer. That is so good.
He does great videos. A talented person. Great person.
Pull this down. Yeah, he's awesome. Yep. So let me refresh this. Okay, so what did you say we wanted to do for a hashtag?
So I was looking at some of the chat, and there was 2 suggestions that caught my eye. One was flocking, and one was taqueria.
All right.
Taqueria. That's going to be in my nightmares.
All right. TACQUERIA. Is that how you spell that? I think it's
TAN.
You can just call it Flock You.
Tangeray?
No. Hold on. Let me look. Ask Gabe. Gabe's the one that posted it, probably.
I'm Googling it.
Don't torture him, for God's sake. Just call it Flock
You. Calling Gabe out anytime is a good thing.
Jesus.
This is how we're spelling it. I'm pretty sure this is how it's spelled.
No,
right
it's not.
What? A taqueria, like at the restaurant.
Well, maybe. I think
Marty's just speaking in another language.
I saw it back here.
And somebody,
there's no C. All right, hold on.
Somebody else misspelled it then. I don't know.
There's no C. Is that right? There's no C?
I don't know. I don't think so.
There is a C. What the hell? I just pulled it down.
I don't know. I just flipped through it real quick.
Marty, Bill is infinitely more educated than you, for God's sake.
I'm not.
There is a C, right? Come on.
I'm not an English teacher.
Mute him.
Oh no, there's no C. There's no C. There's no
C.
All right, I'm changing. Hold on.
C.
Okay, who's right? I'm right.
I don't know. That's
TAQ
meat.
I knew
taco does have a C though, right? Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
There it is.
Taco.
Oh, so there's an interesting. I just discovered something.
It's not Rhea. Gabe's insulted.
It will collect the ones that are already posted. Interestingly,
wow!
Just a little, just a. All right, let me pull it on the banner so we can just have it running across the bottom here too. So taqueria.
Oh man, yeah, everybody's posting now. Hashtag boy. Yeah. I wonder if we'll hit 100 on the next one.
Hopefully. I was surprised we didn't last time.
I know, it was getting close.
All right.
If you mute Marty, we'll get to 100. I'll enter 42 times if you mute him.
Can you hear me?
All right, so we're entering the final stage of the slideshow, the final round here. Into the present. We've traveled back in time, and now we are here. We've arrived.
The big reveal, MJ.
These photos are fantastic.
Yeah, really good.
Thank you. Me and my girlfriend Gabby took those. We spent about 4 nights building a big diorama. She actually made the tree that he's standing on there. She made the whole tree herself, which was pretty cool. And then I made the kind of mountainous areas that you guys will see in photos over the next few days and whatnot. And then, it has a cave and
that's an iconic shot, buddy.
Yep.
That's probably one of my favorites. I really like that one.
Really nice. It's great.
Just having that light come through that cave hole like that just is wonderful.
He brought the diorama to my house a couple weekends ago, and I was like, holy crap. And he had already practiced and taken all the photos he wanted. Then I took some just experimenting with it. And but boy, we had so many photos that we weeded out because I said, dude, I don't want to photo barrage it. Let's just pick out. So they picked out their favorites, and I was like, yeah, those are perfect. Those are awesome.
Yeah, that's one you're going to be thinking about until you're in the ground. That's a real good one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well done. Both shots.
Makes Dad's figure look really sweet.
Yeah. Both you captured the essence of each of them, you know, and yeah, and unveil those dogs.
All right.
There you go.
There he is, the mammoth
This is the
monster.
mammoth monster, and that's his main head, I guess.
Yeah,
And
it's the
then
main head.
Standard main head,
We can kind of show, I guess, on my photo, there's the reverse.
Good shot, Bill. That's a cool shot.
Thank you.
Very
Boy,
nice.
it's real washed out in yours, MJ. It looks great.
Yeah, I got my light.
No, it's
right
it looks
on top.
this stuff changes in lights, as anybody who's ever photographed Glyos knows.
Yeah, but it just so everybody knows, this
Yeah.
colorway matches the void that I just ran in my last wave on
This guy.
on the Zoloid. On the Zoloid.
Right
So
there.
it is semi-transparent black with the glitter, the universe glitter in it, the hollow glitter.
It's a cool color because, you know, when you get to those thick parts, like this guy's got all those thick parts, it
Yeah.
looks solid black. But then when you get to
It
a
does.
thinner part, like the tip of his horn up top or like one of
The
those
wings.
wings or something,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can see the
Oh, yeah.
transparency. It's pretty
or
cool.
or if it's backlit or under.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
MJ, do you have a like a traveler or like a Bulgarian or something handy that you can put it next to so folks can see the sheer size of this guy? Like it's
There we go.
it's no joke. I mean, and do a sideways shot. Like
He's thick.
there's- yes,
I
the
love
depth.
it.
It's actually we've had to figure out new ways to do this figure in production because of its density. It's
Yeah.
and you know, and we gotta, I think, absolutely give a humongous shout out to Anthony Coffey.
Anthony, yeah.
Because
Oh, yeah.
he is actually responsible for most of the latest digital last few years, anyways, across Cappy and Pat, and we started with Mike MZ on the Zoloid, and he worked on the Naval Deep. He's worked on Jesse D's stuff. He is just an incredible talent as well. Another one of those just versatile, patient workhorses, and he's
So-
responsible for all these sculpts.
So I got an example here. So here's kind of the Kabuto Mushi MK 1.5. So this wasn't the very first one. This was one I did later. And then in 2019, I had revisited it and changed it up. Matt did the eyes on it. I gave him some pieces, and he had done the forehead and the eyes. And then he put this dick on its horn, and it was epoxy sculpt. I'm like, dude, is this a joke? And he's like, no, that's just how I started before I actually subtract and add. But I think he did on purpose.
Yeah, it's a grower, not a shower, Marty. I told you, I try to model them after you, buddy. I do my best, you know.
So anyway, so there's
I
my
couldn't
original,
put the explosive jeans on though.
So there's my original hand sculpted
Oh,
prototype.
hold on. Keep it up there for a second.
And the arms are clear green because I had to cast new arms because Doughty was like, you should put a bend in the elbow, which he was right because the resin. So I was working on that, and then I just kind of was like, you know what, I'm done. I don't have the money to fund it right now. I just didn't feel like doing anything with it for a while, and so speed up to last year, and then MJ was working like a monster to get his done, and so then all of a sudden Cappy stepped in, helped us get it jump started, and which that's amazing. But then at the same time, Cappy's like, well, let's do your figure too. I'm like, are you being serious? And so we dusted it off, and we gave, here's the other one. This is the 3D first print. This isn't the final, but that's Anthony's handiwork. And then here's MJ's, trying to get the camera here.
Yep. There you go.
So Anthony took our, visions of our characters, our prototypes, and MJ's was even more difficult, I'd say, because he had mine done lickety split because I had prototypes, I had
Lickety
stuff.
split.
but MJ, his was had to go from being a vinyl type figure down to a PVC figure.
Yeah.
So and there's all the different aspects of now you got lots of fit function. And then I guess the biggest thing at the end is right before we got ready to, send the finals over to China to the factory, I told Matt, I said, the line work. Actually, I told Anthony behind the scenes quietly. I said the textures have got to be deeper because my sculpting, MJ's sculpting by hand, it's very deep. And I said, I know there's limitations of how deep you can go, but I go, let's push it. And that actually am I wrong, Matt? Didn't that make them both go from 2 molds to 3?
It was multiple reasons that happened, and it's also why the Mammoth is now one of the hardest figures to produce. But it all sort of worked out in the end. There was hundreds of hours into the drawings. Evolution. Yeah, the drawings alone were hundreds of hours.
Oh yeah.
Not like went on for a greater part of a year, going back and forth in generating new heads and reviewing all of the body of work, because there's a large body of work that's Marty and I generated over the years, and then looking at MJ's, like I said at the top of the program, looking at the comic that MJ did and reviewing all of MJ's body of work. And there's a lot of stuff that no one's ever even seen, and cool spider bounty hunters and all these really like imaginative things. Both Marty and MJ have vivid imaginations and are pretty industrious, and have both put so much time into the physical application of this. And for me, my first love is just drawing. I sort of ended up sculpting just because, I kind of fumbled into it. Just happened, I did it as a kid and it just kind of ended up happening. But drawing is my true love. So all of these different projects across all the Glyos spectrum, particularly since we went digital, the drawing becomes almost one of the most critical elements, because we can communicate visually so quickly because of the digital. Like I call the iPad that I'm looking at right now the miracle machine. It opened up so many doorways. And then when you can interface with somebody like Anthony Coffey, you're able to, you're kind of sculpting because you provide a drawing to him. He creates this 3-dimensional model from all turns. And then you go in and work on that. And then there's this communication that goes around between everybody involved. So it's Marty, it's MJ, it's Anthony, Pat checking it out. Cappy's, of course. Cappy is, sort of the patron saint of Glyos on many levels that people don't even see. He provides support to many different makers and is a patient, sort of wizened, as you saw when he was on the program last week. He's a dry wit, funny guy, beyond generous with his time and attention. And he's been able to back a lot of different projects and in doing things that people will probably never even know about. But I know, and he's, there's a great team working on this stuff right now, a very cohesive, actual friends group making all these things. So what you're seeing here is all also going through a nexus point. And so these figures that are being revealed here tonight also work in conjunction with everything Pat and Cappy have done, things that Dan is doing with his Paleo Lords. The same teams work on all these things, and different guys contribute a little more here or a little more here. And then there's a singular vision that makes it happen. So for Mammoth Monster and for, Sectivorous, the primary people who have the visions for this are MJ and Marty. And my job is to provide visual language for that. And so how can I help them, get the drawing together, since we're in the digital field now? Previously, we would do it.
Yeah.
Marty would sculpt, and we would ping pong it. Yeah.
It was funny because
it was drawings though, right?
We go from, I remember just like Nemesis in particular.
Yeah.
It was like, I showed you these 2 little goofy spider guys, and Matt was envisioning them the size of battle tribes. So Matt did some sketches based off my sketches, and then I started sculpting. I don't sketch anywhere near like Matt and MJ and these other guys. I consider my Castelline or my Monster Clay as my sketchbook, and I just do it as I go along. And Matt sends me these drawings. I kind of fused the 2 different parts I liked, and then I started sculpting him as big as Kabuto Mushi. And it was like, we'd go back and forth. Same way with Titan. I did this one with a ridiculous giant horn, and Matt's like, yeah, that's not possible in vinyl. And then Matt would do some sketches. We go back and forth. But now that was the hard pill for me to swallow. As I kept telling Matt, I wanted this to be my last hand sculpted figure, would be Sectivorian. And I don't know, when MJ had to go from vinyl to PVC, so you're literally talking a whole different concept of the same character, just structurally different. I mean, opposite. Right. I thought, well, okay, if MJ right away knows he came up with this character concept, he's drawn it, he's sculpted it multiple times, multiple sizes, it's okay for him, and he don't feel any pride and ownership of turning it over to someone talented like Anthony. I thought, well, then I better be able to like swallow that pill and kick my pride to the side and let Anthony do this. And I'm glad I did, because Anthony did mine so quickly. He grasped everything. I mean, am I wrong, Matt? I didn't go back.
Oh, I mean, Anthony rarely misses. What always, it's the unseen parts of it is always the things that nobody wants to do. It's like
you and him.
Yeah. Make the arm this long, make it this thick, make it this long, add this line, subtract this line, add this horn. And it's such a weird, incredibly rare thing to even be able to do this on any level. I mean, I guess we sort of like can barely call ourselves professionals. You know, we're just enthusiastic amateurs who get lucky. And the Horsemen are professional. They're a professional team unit. Marty runs his business like a professional. So will MJ. We run a tight on the surface business, but barely professional. The people that I see do this shit at the higher levels, they're juggling a different set of TNT. Yeah. We have our own stresses, but there's a madness to what we do. There's a sort of punkish, application where things roll in this metamorphic, sort of Tasmanian devil puffball, and then something emerges. And sometimes I'll have to draw something maybe 110 times. It's my own limitations and my own. Other people could do it in one shot, but understanding how to sculpt and understanding how to draw, they're not that far apart. No. And Marty actually can draw really well, but he enjoys the Castellan experience. He enjoyed that part. So the cool part about him relinquishing that element is, because I understand it too. I feel a similar way. Like when we did the Naval Deep, I wanted to sculpt it, but then it made more sense to do it since we were working on Cray as well. Marty allowed that evolution to happen, and it might not have been the natural instinct initially, but like he said, he saw MJ was very open to it. MJ's younger, right? MJ, you're more open to that sort of thing. So you brought your old man with you. And that one of my favorite passages is when we did the initial passes on the figure, and you and I, MJ, were going back and forth a little bit in that one particular page where you went in and you made your corrections. And that was a really great navigational tool to then apply to the work that Anthony and I were doing. And just like that, the multiple spinning head, that spider head down there in the image, that is taken directly from one of your drawings of your armored guys. And I try to extrapolate the elements that I could then sort of streamline and turn into something that was functional. And it's just like the wings. The wings are sort of loosely based on things that Marty had requested in the past. The claws in the bone area and the claws, like that was sort of a committee thing. We went back and forth with the whole team on the text thread. All the little pads and Pat's input was in there. But ultimately it was the decision of the father and son team, what the final things were going to be. And like the moth head, that I know Marty just, has an incredible vast knowledge of insects and bugs, always loved moths. So that particular head, I sort of attacked that, did the wings, presented to these guys, and then they had their own pre-existing ideas. We fused them. And then there's actually, activity on the back of that moth head as well. And in the fists and all the parts, this was such an intense collaborative effort, but these two, this is their dream to do this together. And Anthony is just he's just like this very quiet, very mild-mannered guy who can do almost anything digitally. He can do super detailed work. He can do curvilinear, amorphous shapes. And we've worked so long together now. We developed, again, a visual fit function language. So these two figures that you're looking at here are sort of the sort of primo latest and greatest from the camp.
Well,
Well, what I think is pretty amazing is that Kabuto Mushi had 3 test shots. Nemesis had 2 test shots. Titan had 2 test shots. These 2 guys had 1 set of test shots.
Digital.
That tells me
Digital.
that Matt and Anthony nailed it, because otherwise you'd have multiple test shots.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, and that's, that is a testament to Anthony and the team at the factory. These prints, like when the prints would come in, an interesting thing when we had done the original, pitch of the arms, like, so this is just 101 weird shit. Where the arms are cut at the bottom of the bicep, where the forearm connects, and where they are cut down at the knees, and where those pitches are in the forearms. Like, this is another figure that had its complete arms from all 3 pieces modified at the 0 hour. We changed the angle so that the build potential could be increased, because that's important to MJ and to Marty. And we did a similar thing with Sectivorous. We had to, that's how much we're looking and analyzing things, again, to the best of our ability. Like, we do our best, but we are catching things literally right up until the prom begins.
While you're talking production, can I just,
and we're like,
I want to bring up
Chris's
question. Matt once said that the largest Glyos peg system could go was the
it's the same
outer spaceman Cyclops. Is this the
roughly
the new largest fit function?
Well, Colossus Rex and Cyclops were the max, and on certain elements of those had to have like countersunk friction creating parts. We sort of, this piece, the chest is not physically as big as Cyclops's long chest. But this thing, I think weight wise, they're right in the same spectrum, and height wise, they're around the same. Cyclops was massive, and he has a whole suit of armor as well. There's a lot of cues from Mel in this as well. Like, there's a whole build out to this that's not being shown here, that will be the next phase of this if Marty and MJ decide they want to go that way. There's more things that have been developed for this figure that you're not seeing here, and by design. We hope to pursue those, right, guys, at some point.
We're open. I think we got the funding ready, and I think probably in a year or so, maybe.
Yeah, it'll be a good refresh, and again, that follows a lot of the things that I saw in MJ's drawings and his sketches. I kind of think of myself on this particular project as a translator. So I receive the information. I'm familiar with the original tribe, and then I have to translate it into this different language. And it's like, it's hand in hand, constant communication. This figure here too there's a lot of additional history to Sectivorian. Are we going with Sectivorian or Sectivorous? What do we call it, Marty?
Sectivorian, man.
Sectivorian. Okay, so we called it about iterations of that name, but Sectivorian has DNA that goes into everything that is Marty, everything we ever drew together, the interests of MJ and Marty and Kobe combined. It also is the inheritor of some Microman, aesthetic. The Lost Beetle Trooper that never got made, which is one of my grails. You got a Kamen Rider, like true Kamen Rider style head in there that we call it the Bata, right?
Yep.
And it has a sword, a 3-piece sword. It has a wing set that's reversible. The head has a horn that comes off, and it could also be turned into a claw. We had a really interesting challenge that Marty presented with getting that long back part of the head, the shell, to work with those wings going up in there. And
I can see that.
It was quite difficult, and but I think we got it pretty good. that one of the things we were really trying to do is also to make sure that the moth wings could also work with this. They can get there, Marty and I found, but it's not perfect, but it's close. And all of these pieces, actually, this is all, Anthony is responsible for all of this. You see digital sculpt, all of it. And then
it's funny because the Zoloid, when Mike MZ had Rudy Garcia sculpt the Zoloid, I spent a month resculpting every single parts of it, because it was so thin in areas to fit pegs in, and I beefed it up and resculpted detail. Then I turned it over to Matt on the Zoloid, and Matt spent, I don't know, would you spend a month or two, and then you threw in the towel.
Well, it was not where it needed to be.
Yeah. And so Matt sent it to Anthony, and Mike had Anthony visit it, and Matt did some more sketches and just another evolution of it. But, Matt going over the patterns from China and going back in and redoing line work was the same thing I did to Rudy's sculpt. And then in the end, it took another evolution, and then Anthony. So it's pretty cool to see all three of these figures, digitally rendered by Anthony and his talents. And,
you can see the proportional studies there too. Like, that's what I'm talking about. See the spacing on the thighs, the spacing on the shins, the feet, the positions of the elbows, the positions of the waist, the head, the clearance on the heads. All of those things, the wrists, all the wrists across. If you put lines across there and you adjusted the proportional scale, all of those things are designed to, and they're designed to build with each other as well. So each of those figures also has a closed double female fit fist.
That's awesome. I love this one.
Yeah,
I love this one. It's awesome.
Oh, that's good, Phil.
I thought of it as shots. Like those, you wear those giant slippers, like those big, like claw slippers.
Yeah,
and
it's got like
I actually have a pair.
It's got like those Hulk fists,
Hulk hands, and the slippers. Yeah,
that's awesome. Kobe had a pair of those slippers, didn't he, MJ?
Yeah, they were Hobbit feet. They were
Hobbit feet. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
No, that's a cool shot, Bill.
That's
really
neat.
Cool.
That's the hilt of the sword. I couldn't find. Okay. All right.
The sword can also work as a alternative horn setup for the sective orient.
Matt did a little trickery design where you can make a Kabuto split horn by using the hilt, the handle.
I think there's going to be some photos of that coming up from your stuff. But there's with the wings. Yep. Moth head.
Love
that. It's so chunky. I love the gorilla chest. It's crazy. So it doubles as a furry,
looks like
mammal or like a fuzzy insect or spider or whatever, right? Like it does everything so well.
So that's when I started to fall in love with MJ's figure, almost more than my own. Was that when Matt and MJ started talking about spiders and moths, I was like, oh my God, you're blowing my mind with the insects. I'm like, what better concept than having a father-son with a character he designed at 10 that's more mammalian, and now, but there's two whole heads that are insect and wings, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, because someday MJ obviously is going to inherit all my molds, all this, and so to have still an insect flow even through his mammoth monster war, it's like, man, how cool is that? And I'm just going to show it. I was going to save it to display tomorrow.
Okay, here we go.
I got to show this. I don't know. It's pretty cool how our two figures. Whoop. Oh,
and he broke it
on my hand. I don't know what I did. I'm trying to balance him, but here's where's the camera? There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
And then check this.
Does that use every single piece?
No, it's not a contained build and it actually takes times too, but I got to use both set of wings on this, which is really cool.
Oh, right. They're stacked.
I see that now.
Yeah. So when you look at it from the front, it looks like a true moth or butterfly. I'm trying to.
Right. Yeah, I see it.
You see those pointed wings off the bottom.
Yeah.
But it was neat to be able to make a 6-legged moth that actually has like insectoid. See if I can get closer. Yeah. So I got some good photos of this. I'll do a blow apart. I'm not trying to cross sell anyone, but it was times 2 of each of our figures to make that. But these are low. The reason we chose to do the Void was because I just ran it. I ran it on Spiral Galaxy, the Eternal Elite, with the neon paint all over it. And I thought, you know what? I'd like to see what just red. And I kept thinking of the Mothman. I kept thinking of Halloween. And I kept thinking, wow, that'd be a great debut. Low paint, the cheapest we can sell it for with just this amount of paint. And I thought, yeah, let's just do it. Let's do it in this colorway. And I'm beyond excited about this colorway.
Oh yeah.
That fleck adds to like the dimensions in the sculpt too. So that was a good choice.
Totally.
For sure.
Totally.
I see that. Yeah. Very good design.
It's a beef ball.
I like this. I put this shot in here because I wanted to show how there's that one piece that can be the hilt of the sword, or if you have a hand that's got a Glyos peg hole, you can pop it in there. But I just love how perfectly it fits in his hand.
Definitely.
It's Anthony.
Yep.
Yeah. He pulls it off. Fantastic. Oh, those are great.
I love the extra set of closed fists, using them as elbows.
Yeah.
So that you can get these hands, claws way up on these characters.
I see.
Yeah. I've been using those a lot because you can swing the arm in front of them with those closed hands at the elbows. And then he can be vicious looking, and you can rotate it in front of him with the sword. Yeah. We've used those in other parts to extend the legs and whatnot.
And there's a sword in the Sectivorian hand too.
Yep. So both figures.
And we try to really get it. Yeah. You're going to say the same thing.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you go, buddy. Your figure.
Both figures come with closed hands and open hands, so that you have the options to put the peg in the hole, or to have them open to hold the sword, or grab a figure. Pretty sure
you can put the input a lot of different ways too. So if you want it to really stick in there, you can just pull that bottom piece off, put a switch pin in there, and plug it in. It can work. And we really spent a lot of time trying to make sure that it could convert to any different particular configuration.
This shot here, it's pegged into the hand with the with the pin.
I'm curious mixing Nemesis and Kabuto Mushi parts. That's something I have not done yet. I'm waiting to do colorways that I've ran in Nemesis and Kabuto Mushi so that I can build uniformly. So we'll be revisiting a lot of old colorways that were popular colorways in the first few waves.
Yeah, that's a great one. That spider head can rotate all the way around.
Back.
Put mine on there.
So
yeah, that's good.
There's subtle differences on a couple of the faces too. And again, those were they actually, if you go way back, and some of the stuff I think is on the blog. Marty and I would talk about these spider sort of bad guys that would fight his Kabuto Mushi, and so that sort of ended up in some of MJ's work. And he did these really cool bounty hunters, and I loved them. And they sort of mashed the two things together. So we had the head so it could rotate and become some of the stuff that Marty and I messed with, some of the stuff that MJ was messing with. That head is really fun, and that's another one of those cases where, even though it's a digital sculpt, a lot of hand finishing had to happen on the print. So it was, had to go in and make the clearance and improve the clearance on the neck, all over it. But it's just it's just cool to see this finally being shared, because it's been a minute, since we were working on that.
Yeah.
Amazing job, MJ. Amazing job.
Thank you.
Really, I'm really
Appreciate
happy.
it.
Yeah.
Great job, kiddo.
Took a
So
lot of people
deserved.
to get it all done.
Yeah, I can tell from this conversation. Yeah. Awesome.
And it's just
It's a good
such a
build.
great chunky
It is.
figure to hold in your hand and just to pop around.
You dig the texture, Bill? Do you like that texture throughout? Like, do you notice, like, when you take it apart, there's little sort of like shell bits, like armored pieces where the parts plug in? Like the chest, if you heard it, and we hid those, like underneath the feet, there's sort of pads, like during that process,
Yeah, I like that.
you know, we actually did a couple different like Yeti heads, and remember that huge page, MJ?
Oh
With
yeah.
all
Oh
the
yeah.
crazy
They're
lions,
awesome.
apes, chimps. We even played with Marty's a huge fan of Planet of the Apes, one of his favorites, and we did colorways with that. But that could be a potential, you know, down the road. We did think of Yetis and Sasquatches, and since, you know, I've been accused of being one multiple times by the asshole at the top of that fucking rack, it only made sense. So there's a lot of potential here. So if it performs well and these guys are happy, you'll probably see some growth next year, late next year, with it. I hope.
Yep. I hope everybody supports MJ like everybody's supported me, the Glyos fan base, over all these years. It's a tight knit community. Appreciate every single little bit of support. Love seeing people at cons, and it's even cooler to have my kid next to me with his own figure and people digging it. So I'm excited for Legions, and right after Legions, we'll be home for 2 days, and I'll be out at Designer Con in Vegas. And
is that the following weekend? Is that one weekend after? That's just crazy.
It kills me every year. One year I did 10 shows, and I was going to do LA Wizard World on top of it in December. Would have been 11 shows, but that last quarter, it was like I was like Chicago, Indiana, and then I was in Jersey, and then I was in Seattle twice. You
were a road warrior at that time. You were just skirting getting destroyed.
I just wanted to get through New Year's, and then I went out to visit Mike's nephew in January. So that was after that, and that was hard. That was super hard. But after that, God, I could breathe. It was like, geez, I'm not doing that again. That was too much stuff.
This is a big deal tonight. I mean, this is a big deal to do this all together with everybody out there, and this is probably more important than most will even know. For all of us, you know, particularly the Hansens, and, you know, I just want to see both of these guys continue to make stuff and have the success that, you know, they worked hard for, and they're very bonded. They truly, you know, care about each other, and Marty will do, you know, Marty's a hothead, but he is one of the most loyal, you know, dedicated humans. He'll also, you know, tell a story how you farted in his face, but he's a supremely great person, and he passed that right along to MJ. And MJ's, you know, more mild mannered than his old man. In this, you see him on stage, he's a different guy. But this is a big deal. He put his time in. I saw the drawings. I work with him. His hands are on this. It's not just
MJ encouraged, or Matt encouraged MJ as much as I did all these years, like just over and over and over. And we'd send MJ stuff to Matt. You know, MJ was always like, you know, I want to send this to Matt. I want to send this to Matt. You know, I want to show Matt this, show Matt that. Like that visit.
You're right, Gavin.
That visit, I know that visit going out to Gloucester and Acton and being up in Massachusetts before New York Comic Con. I think that was the moment that, am I wrong, MJ?
I think there's a couple different moments. I think just in general, you know, growing up around you know, doing all these things, nothing was ever off the table. I always kind of had the idea that, oh, if I kind of had this idea, I could do it. And then
Anything
I kind of,
possible.
yeah. And I mean, even later, you know, into, you know, the band stuff that I do now, I don't play an instrument. I'm the lead singer. And I think sometimes there's always that, you know, way you feel where you're like, well, you know, I don't necessarily have the musical background that these guys have, but it's like, well, fake it till you make it kind of, you know, as long as you're trying to do it, there's always that chance that things can happen, and following through with it all. Yeah. So I kind of took that into everything that I do, that, well, if I had the idea, I might as well do it.
And I don't think MJ's scared of failure either. I think he just puts his heart and soul into his music, his art. He gives it his 110%, well, probably 1,000%. And then if it doesn't work, he doesn't get discouraged. He jumps back up and tries something else, you know? And that's kind of the way I think I've kind of done some of this stuff too, is like, you know, not every head I sculpted was a big success. Not every sale or drop was a great success, but you got to have persistence, and you got to have determination and self-motivation and belief in yourself, I think, to get to that final, echelon of making toys, I guess. And it ain't easy. Matt's right.
There's a discipline
yeah.
to being able to stay on top of it and keep going for so many years,
Yep.
Definitely.
A lot of luck.
Yeah, that too.
There's a lot of luck too. I mean, and it's, you got good friends and it's, you definitely got to have the discipline. I think everybody I'm looking at right here has discipline. But there's also a lot of just shit just occurs. I mean, I think it's just like when we met, or when, we're talking here, things just happen. It's, can you grab it? It passes. It's like trains of opportunity are circling your life at all times. Do you get on the train, or do you jump in front of the fucking train, or are you chasing the train? At some point, you're going to have to deal with this thing. And sometimes it's this long, you can see it in the distance, and then you can feel it coming. Tonight's one of those nights that you're on the train. Where it goes, and, it might hit a wall. I don't know. Someone, might beef in the train. Who knows what's going to happen? But you're on it, MJ. And
diamonds are made under pressure.
Yeah, and I think it's true. It's great saying, Steph. And it is the next week at Legions too. It's like the reason that show is, that amazing video that Brad put together. This is like the culmination of all of the transit coming together, into this one place. Like Bill will have things to share with people. Steph will have things to share with people. MJ, Marty will have, if we're lucky enough, we can get stuff on time, or you'll have maybe hold a couple things back from this sale, whatever it is. But all of these things are coming into the station at one time next week. That's what takes that convention. And it's not a convention. It is like literally like a massive mind meld. And that's why that vibe is so different there. That huge room is the sort of personification of dreams, like the fact that digital exists. That's why I love that Marty embraced it, and we're embracing it too, and you can still sculpt, still draw, do everything. But it's another tool. Yeah.
Gavin made a post at 10:40 there, Bill. I think he's right, because leading after what Matt just said, did you read what he had to say?
Which one? At 11:40? This one? All these old guys talking?
Yeah.
I had that one up there earlier.
Yeah.
You're the only one who missed it, Marty.
Yes, MJ. How did it feel to get your piece in your hand, the production piece?
I mean,
get this into production.
I mean, even when we got our test shots, so I guess anybody that wants to see those, I'll show what that looked like. But they were a nice little blue color. But getting these ones, it was just surreal, And I remember, we opened these boxes, and I remember me and Dad sitting at the table, and we start building with them, and he's building with his, I'm building with mine. He's looking over my shoulder at my toys while he's building with his. He's like, well, why don't you try that? And I'm like, why don't you just play with your own damn toys, and I'll play with mine. I want to sit here and build with it for a minute, and so it's just been a lot of fun.
And then what he's not telling you is we had to drive to Indiana. We got him literally right before we left, so I had to go 8.5 hours watching him build in the passenger seat as I had to drive. And then I was really like, dude, try this.
Thought of that.
There. It was, and then we take photos of him holding him down like on his lap, just to document the build. And I'm like, it was hard. I'm glad I didn't get in an accident, because it was a long drive watching him play toys, and I couldn't do nothing. But
that's like a 7-hour drive.
Yeah, that's good. That's a cool experience, though.
It'll be a cooler experience if we have the stuff for Legions.
We'll just keep your fingers and your nuts crossed there, Chico. See what happens.
Well, and something even cooler, like, I guess going back to what we were talking about with, my first toys I really collected being 4 Horsemen toys, with something like this, now my toys build with 4 Horsemen stuff, and everybody, it's kind of a weird culmination of everybody all together.
So rad.
And I did this one last night. in
That's
the
so
middle of the
fun.
night because I opened my package yesterday, Matt, and I haven't been able to put them down since I got it. And then I was doing these today, and Dad was like, "I thought you were gonna take a nap," and I'm like, "Yeah, I was."
Oh, I
and
love the forearms. That's
so
great.
that's a good one.
It's so fun.
That's a great.
That
Those are
looks
great
great.
builds.
When he
Yeah.
holds that sword, I mean,
Yeah.
perfect.
Where's the other
Oh,
one you
sweet.
had? Did you have some other ones?
This one's
That's
neat.
good.
I love these shadings. Oh, it's nice.
Oh yeah, nice.
Very spooky looking.
Yeah.
I love it.
So that's what I've been playing with the last day.
It looks good, MJ. Looks good. It looks good. I love to see that.
All right, we got one more to spin. We're up to 89. Give it another minute. Let people. Again, this is for the pink, the last of the pink. Yeah, number 3 for the pink fade-in, infinite fade-in. And Chris says, "Great,
I'll get
great
those
new
first 2 out. Yeah, I'll get them all out tomorrow.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll email you the addresses as soon as I have them. All right, here we go.
You're good.
Again, if you win, email me at podcast@dorklair.com. It's down below in the description, and then again I'll forward your address to Matt, and he'll send those out. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and if it's a repeat, we spin again. Good luck. Plasticity Productions. Plasticity Productions. Congrats.
Congratulations.
Again, shoot me an email, podcast@dorklair.com, and just send me your address, and I will forward that over to Matt, and he will send that out.
I'll get that right. I'll get those right out. I know the
Awesome.
first 2 addresses, and those will be out the door tomorrow. Michelle will
Sweet.
crank them right out. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, it's a good time. Really fun.
I saw somebody ask when and where do they become available.
So your drop is
it's tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time.
So 9 p.m. Eastern, right?
At godbeast.com. Yep.
Yeah, and so I guess
Do you have limits or no limits or
no
are you
limits.
going ape shit?
No
What are you
limits. Get there or miss out.
doing?
Wow.
No limits.
Brutal. Brutalist.
Yep.
And I guess for
All right.
folks too, me and my dad will be sharing a store probably for the foreseeable future. But no matter if you go to my website or my dad's website, it goes to the same store. So
Okay.
one way or another, you'll end up in the right place.
And I have links.
It's good to keep it
all of that are linked below. So if you want to bookmark it for tomorrow night, because he's not doing limits, so you might want to hop on right away.
Yep.
Bookmark that. It's down
yeah.
down in the description, and Matt's store and Matt's blog and all that stuff. MJ and Marty's Instagrams down there. Make sure you follow them and all
Please
that
do.
stuff.
Yep.
There's no mercy.
And you gotta check out MJ's new website because it makes mine look horrible. Mine is just a skeleton of a website right now.
Like all old HTML.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's bad. Mine's bad. Him and his girlfriend claim they're gonna fix mine up. We'll see how long that takes. His is outstanding. His website is wow.
Thanks.
Yep. That's why I got the new young blood, man.
It's good. That's good. Real good.
All right. Well,
that's awesome.
I gotta be up at 5, and it's getting close to midnight for me.
Wow.
So, we're gonna have
Bill,
to.
you're
Saints,
watching.
Steph.
We
both
killed
saints.
it, man.
You're both saints.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this
Yeah,
this
thanks
the new
for having
Mom
us.
and Night Owl. Yeah.
Not a
Thanks
new
for
record because I used to start.
But
a
I'm
lot of
talking
times I start earlier.
I'm talking about Glyos shows.
Well, I guess technically the one that Matt was on was technically not one of the Glyos episodes. It was specifically like Steph wasn't there. It was specifically a toy pizza thing. And that one we went pretty long.
Yeah.
Jesse bowed out.
To.
Yeah, it's true. That was our first time talking. Yeah.
Well, Jesse needed beauty sleep, man.
What's that?
Jesse needed beauty sleep.
Yeah. He actually
Jesse takes
he
care
was
of
going to the
himself.
train station or something.
Yeah, he takes care of himself. He doesn't run himself into oblivion. Look like this, like he's well manicured, man. I'm like a fucking boulder thrown out a window at 100 miles per hour. Fucking. So I'll just do whatever I can as long as I stay alive. But I'm excited for Legions. I'm excited for all of us to be in the same room.
Me too.
Yeah.
I love
Can't
talking to all you guys. I love working on these projects. It's if we keep our eyes clear, we can see this for what it is, which is unusually cool. And the Horsemen are, we all know how fantastic they are, and everybody over there, they're coming loaded and ready to kick some ass at this thing. So we'll have stuff too, we'll have stuff available online. We have another mini wave, and we'll have maybe one little more baby one in December. But we're going to try to concentrate on get these figures out.
Wait. Did you say December or December?
December, my friend.
It's that northeastern accent coming out every once in a while. December.
Yeah, it sneaks out once in a while. It happens. Bill understands. He knows.
Yeah. But I don't have a Boston accent at all.
No,
I never had, because I'm from Western Mass, which you would think it would be the same. But
he's an English teacher. He can't subject himself to that kind of sound.
Oh, the Revere accent is very unique. It's
I had a buddy who I went to college with was born and raised in Revere, and if you listen to Jesse Moore talk, he really has it. I mean, wicked. But I mean, he can barely understand it, And I mean, I don't feel like I even have one, but I have a little one, and it's in my father-in-law sounds like he walked off a farm from fucking Maine. It's just makes no sense, Everybody over here is demented. That's just how it goes. Anyway, let's wrap it up so you can get some sleep. And we'll go for 100 hours, but it was a great time. Thanks, Bill.
MJ, Marty, Matt, Steph. Thanks everyone for being here.
Thanks to everybody for listening too. It was awesome. Looking forward to seeing everybody. It's gonna be great.
LegionsCon. Woo!
Yeah. All right. Until next time, may the force be with you.